over. Cut back in. Touchdown. Nebraska Wesleyan.
LNKTV Sports and the Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network presents Prairie Wolves football. Today it's a conference matchup featuring the Dutch of Central College and your Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves. This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. Union Bank, you belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University.
It's a gloomy day here in Lincoln, but it should be bright here. It's homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend here at Able Stadium as Nebraska Wesleyan plays host to Central College. Hi, folks. I'm Jeff Motes along with Brett Edwards here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Brett, as we look at this game today, Nebraska Wesleyan, the one thing that they got to take care of today is field positioning, because last week against Coe, the average time that Coe had the football was at the Wesleyan 46-yard line.
Yeah, you're putting yourself in a hole right from the get-go there. And one thing that I talked to Coach Keller about yesterday was he's the kickoffs. They're not kicking it far enough down the field, and that's allowing the other team to get great field position. Also, the turnover battle and 3 and outs, he wants to focus on that. That's a big emphasis for the Prairie Wolves today.
And turnovers, as you mentioned, going to be very key here for Nebraska Wesleyan. When you look at the other side for Central College, the one thing that they got to do is just keep their focus and stop the running game from Wesleyan. That means stopping Shaka Taylor.
Absolutely. That's no easy task, but Central is up to it. They are a good defense. Coach K calls them a bend but not break defense. They're 3-4 base defense. They're not going to bring a ton of pressure. They could today, though, against Jonathan Curdy and the Prairie Wolves. But one thing that Central does is they don't beat themselves on defense, and they're giving up a league best 12 points per game, so it's going to be tough for the Prairie Wolves to move the ball today.
When we talk about Central College, let's look at Blaine Edwards, a guy that is only a sophomore, was honorable mention as a quarterback last year in all conference action, and he also set the school record for most touchdown passes in a game against Luther College here just a few weeks ago. 5 touchdown passes.
Yeah, Blaine Hawkins, he ranks 5th in the NCAA Division III in pass efficiency right now. He's 7th in the nation in completion percentage. Jeff, he's completing 72.7% of his passes. I believe he was 15 of 16 in their win last week, and he leads the conference with 12 touchdown passes, just 2 picks. But the thing about Hawkins is he's dangerous on the ground as well. He does have 4 rushing touchdowns this year. Last year when Wesleyan played at Central, the Prairie Wolves got off to a 17-0 start. Hawkins came in at quarterback, and he's been the starting quarterback for Central ever since.
And on the other side, you got Jordy Borman for Central College, a strong safety, a guy that's going to be pretty tough on defense. Also a pretty good punt returner, too.
Yeah, he's had a punt return for a touchdown this season. He also leads the country with 6 interceptions. When I was talking to Coach Keller yesterday about that, he said that's a great number for somebody's career, let alone one season. So you definitely have to watch out where he's at on the field. He's a ball-hawking safety.
And you look at Nebraska Wesleyan, we talk about Jonathan Curdy at quarterback. He had 4 touchdown passes in the loss to Coe last week, still showing some good efficiency there. He's a guy that's got to stay strong in the passing game, allow the running game to take off, too. And then you got Jacob Garmas, who is the linebacker for Nebraska Wesleyan, who as of late has really been coming on pretty strong. He's been a guy that they've been talking about quite a bit.
Yeah, he had 18 tackles in the loss last week at Coe, and what's interesting, he's an 8-man player from Julesburg, Colorado, and he forgot his jersey last week at the game at Coe, so he's normally 48. Well, he had to wear number 36, so Brian Keller, head coach from Nebraska Wesleyan, says, you know what, you should probably just wear 36 the rest of the way. You're doing pretty good with that, but he'll be back to his number 48 today.
Should be a good one here today. Let's see if Nebraska Wesleyan can stop this red-hot Central College football team. The Prairie Wolves and the Dutch will kick it off next right here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Being on my own is awesome. But on top of classes, laundry, and keeping up with my shows, how am I supposed to take care of banking? And my mom, she just told me to figure it out. So I did. I got my own checking account, I'm saving up for a car, and I got a debit card with a cat on it. All thanks to Sam from UBT. You know, this adulting thing is really working out. I would not eat that. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
Oh, hi there. Sorry, couldn't see you at first. I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and it's first Filter Friday, so I'm just checking my furnace filter here. Looks like it's about time for a clean one, which I just happen to have right here. You know, a small investment today can really reduce your heating costs and improve your efficiency. You can really see the savings. Yeah? For more tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We will see you next time.
Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network, along with Brett Edwards. I'm Jeff Moats here as we get ready for kickoff between Nebraska Wesleyan and Central College. Wesleyan trying to get off the schneid here as they come into this game with a 1-4 record, and 5-0 Central College team who has been playing extremely well as of late. There you see folks bundled up here at Able Stadium for this game this afternoon. Weather conditions looking like this. It is gloomy. Let's just put it that way. Gloomy, cloudy, overcast, however you want to put it. And I think it's 49 degrees the last time we checked. Yep, about 48 with the north wind at 12 miles per hour. That will make a difference today in the kicking game. We may see gusts up to 20, the wind coming in out of the north. So if you're heading north to south here at Able Stadium with the kicking game, that might work to your advantage, but it might be tough going northbound.
It's football weather, Jeff. It's October in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here we go. We're getting ready for kickoff against the 23rd ranked Central Dutch. It's going to be a tough task today for the Prairie Wolves. It's important to get off to a fast start. Last year, they trailed 17-0 to Central before losing in that one last year.
Here is the opening kick. It goes into the end zone for the touchback, and so Wesleyan will get the football to begin their game at their own 25-yard line. We'll see Jonathan Curdy here at quarterback. Curdy, we talked about him last week, 20 of 43 passing, 269 yards and 4 touchdowns in that loss to Co. And then, of course, the running back is Shaka Taylor, ranked number 5 in the all-time career rushing charts at Nebraska Wesleyan. Got 2,106 yards. There you see the starters. Schaefer will be the starting wide receiver in place of Derek Curtis, who had a leg injury, but we've been told that Curtis is expected to play today. Caleb Conway, Bradley Pelkey, James Skurjanik are the other wideouts here. So from the 25, 1st and 10, and a quick handoff up the middle for about a 2-yard gain up to the 27-yard line for Shaka Taylor.
Shaka Taylor, the do-it-all guy for Nebraska Wesleyan. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. Last week he had a couple touchdown catches in that loss against Co.
Let's look at some of the other starters here for Central College. There you see the defensive end Gomez, Blade Durbala, and Carter Terpstra among those on the rush ends. Tato Toole, Poster, Lewin among others there. In that linebacking core, 2nd and 8 for the Prairie Wolves. Here's Curdy in the pocket, pressure's on, he's in trouble, and he'll just run with it, and he's bulldogged from behind around the 30-yard line. Good stop that time by Central College on the play. Coming in there to make the tackle was Hunter Maddy, the 6'2", 205-pound sophomore defensive end.
Talked to Coach Keller yesterday, and he said Jonathan Curdy's most dangerous when he's able to scramble and the pocket breaks down and he's able to improvise there. He scrambled to make something happen there, pick up a few yards, put it into 3rd down and manageable here for the Prairie Wolves.
From their own 30, 3rd and 5. They'll spread it out here. Curdy got someone over here. It's underthrown incomplete. Skurjanik was the intended receiver. And so the Prairie Wolves here on their opening drive go 3 and out. Here comes the punting unit.
Yeah, that's number 22, Jordy Borman. He's a junior safety for Central in on the coverage there on that rollout pass. He leads NCAA Division III with, Jeff, 6 interceptions this season alone. He's a ball-hawking safety. He also has a punt return for a touchdown for Central this season.
And that was a 45-yard punt return, and look for him maybe at some point, maybe get a rep, but they got the punt returner and Hunter Robinson that they'll have. Schminke is the kick returner along with Lewin. Here is the punt from Jackson Hines, who falls to the turf. Fair catch going to be signaled by Hunter Robinson, and the ball will be at the 37-yard line in Central Territory.
Well, we talked about field position in the open, Jeff, about how last week Co. against Nebraska Wesleyan started their average field position was at the Nebraska Wesleyan 46-yard line. That's never good. Here's good field position for Central on their opening possession.
So we'll see Blaine Hawkins, who again is only a sophomore. And we'll see how they get set up here as we go 1st and 10 from our own 37 out of the gun. Hawkins with the clap. Hands it over. Running around left side, far side. Ball carrier that time was Nathan Fitzgerald. who gets to start there at running back in place of Pat Gray. So Fitzgerald with a pickup of about 6 on the play to the 44-yard line. Make that 7. Pick up a 7. 2nd and 3 coming up.
Watch the fast-paced tempo here.
They'll send a man in motion. And around right side, quick tackle that time. Good stop that time by Nebraska Wesleyan. Jacob Garnis, who we mentioned in pregame, stopping Nathan Fitzgerald, but a flag coming out of the play. Ball spotted at the 46. An illegal shift, it looks like, against Central College.
Interesting note on Garnis there. As you can see, he's wearing number 46 today, but last week in the game at Co over in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, he forgot his jersey, so he wore number 36. He had a team-high 18 tackles in that loss to Co last week, back into his traditional 46 jersey today. He played 8-man football in Julesburg, Colorado.
Hey.
So it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 8 at the 39 of Central College on that illegal shift penalty. Hawkins will spread it out a little bit here. Looking to throw. Pass caught, not enough for a first down. Heath Huvendick with a tackle, putting the wrap that time on the wide receiver. And that was Tanner Schminke who made the catch at the 46, so about a yard away from a first down here. 3rd and 1 for Central. And now Hawkins will go under center and work out the traditional I formation. Play action here, rolling right instead. Going to keep it himself. Going to be knocked down short of the first down. No gain. Still at the 46-yard line. But if you think about how much yardage he gained going across the field, Brett, it seems like probably about 5 to 10 yards. But no gain on that play, and that's a huge stop for the Wesleyan defense.
Absolutely, very huge. They're bringing on the punt unit right now, about midfield here. Good stop. That's important to get off to a good start. They defense bowed up there and held Central. You can see the fast-paced offense that Central wants to run, though, Jeff.
Stolpe on the tackle that time, you're right. And that's something Wesleyan has got to try to stop. That's how much Central is very good at that offense. They're very up-tempo. But you get an initial stop here, that's a great start. Here's the punt. Shaka Taylor's going to watch it bounce all the way into the end zone for a touchback as Tyler Bryant tried to place it down deep, but a little too much mustard on it, and so Wesleyan will have it at their own 25.
When you talk about tempo and fast pace, Coach Keller, I talked to him yesterday, he said last season Nebraska Wesleyan's offense was averaging about 80 plays per game. This year they're only averaging about 65 plays per game, so they're down about 15 plays offensively per game, and he attributes that to the defense not getting off the field and not being able to sustain drives, a lot of 3 and outs. So let's see if Wesleyan can get a first down here and get the sticks moving.
Pelkey, the far side split on the right, another interior wide out. Now Derek Curtis in on the left side for Wesleyan toward the right side of your screen. Fake to Taylor, pass to Curdy, from Curdy to James Skurjanik, and Skurjanik with a quick pickup short of the 25 of the 24. Quick little pitch and catch that time from Curdy to Skurjanik. So a 2nd and 6.
You notice Derek Curtis, the Lincoln Northeast Rocket, former Rocket, in the lineup, split out down here to the near side, battling a calf injury all week, but he told me before the game he's 100%.
He's out there with Nolan Schaefer on the left. Here comes Taylor on the handoff on 2nd and 6. Takes it to the 29, short of the first down by a yard. So pick up a 5 for Shaka Taylor. And we mentioned during pregame, Brett, how important for Central, how important it is for them to stop the running game and not let Shaka Taylor break out for any big gains.
Absolutely. 16 carries, 82 yards rushing last week versus Co and a touchdown. He has 24 career touchdowns entering this game today.
So they'll pack it in on the I formation. Got a man in motion, and they're trying to push through. Can they get to him? No. And the 3rd and 1 situation falls short for Nebraska Wesleyan, trying to get the first down.
That's the second 3rd and short that we've seen each offense have in their first couple of possessions here, and the defenses have been able to make a stop.
Colby Inns, by the way, the ball carrier. Now we get an injured Dutch player down on the field at about the 30-yard line. Looks like that might be Drew Kitchart, the senior interior linebacker, down on the field with a leg injury at this time. So with exactly 10 minutes to go here in this first quarter, we'll step aside really quick. No score here between Nebraska Wesleyan and Central.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
So Kitchart is helped off. They'll take a look at him. 4th down here for the Prairie Wolves, and they're in punt formation. Colby Inns could not get the first down. And Jackson Hines, who's got that knee injury, is into punt. Running kick off the side of his foot, kind of wobbly. Fair catch signaled by Robinson at the Central 45. So another good spot for Central to work from. And again, Wesleyan, one of the key things they had to do today with special teams was make sure that they placed the ball deeper inside the 40-yard line. And that time, that one ended up at the 45.
Absolutely. Nebraska Wesleyan's turned it over twice in the last 3 games on special teams. They're taking care of the football, though, so far.
Let's see how the Prairie Wolves respond here on defense. Again, had a great stop on that Central drive here a short time ago. Hawkins out of the gun here on 1st and 10. He's going to look to throw over the middle. Got a guy there. Diving grab. Nope, incomplete. Good look, though, on that slant route. Intended receiver was Schminke that time.
Schminke wide open over the middle. Has a chance to reel in a nice one-handed diving catch here. Just misses it. Oh, great effort there by Tanner Schminke. He was the American Rivers Conference Special Teams Player of the Week last week. Return kicks 86 and 50 yards.
2nd and 10. Let's see if they do it again. Nope. Instead, they'll go to the handoff to Nathan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald around left side, and the Prairie Wolves limit him to about 3 yards on the play to the 48, maybe toward the 49. I think they're going to put it at the 48-yard line.
Tanner Schminke also one of the top targets for Blaine Hawkins. He was a defensive back last year, started this year at quarterback, and now he's a wide receiver, so you can just tell what kind of an athlete Tanner Schminke is.
3rd and 7. Little draw play here, and Hawkins is stuffed right at the 50-yard line. Converging that time for Wesleyan was Garnis, among others. And he, again, as you mentioned, played 8-man football out in Colorado, and he's really been quite a surprise for this team.
Yeah, Coach Keller says he has really good instincts. Again, a career-high 18 tackles last week. He's 2nd in the American Rivers Conference in tackles with 55. He averages 11 tackles per game for the Prairie Wolves.
Not bad for a sophomore. So a 3-and-out here for Central. Good job by the Prairie Wolves defense. Taylor awaiting the return. Here's the punt. This one off the side of the foot of Bryant. Takes a bounce inside the 20. And it's going to roll out of bounds. Now we got a flag on the field.
Looked like a hold coming off the edge here. We'll see what they call. Could make them repunt and get better field position here, Jeff.
Let's see. Holding against Central.
Are they going to decline it here?
I wonder if they're going to do that. I think that's kind of the debate. So if they decline the football, or decline the penalty, the football, I'm trying to think, it went out of bounds inside the 15 at the 14.
I'd make them re-kick.
I would do the same thing, yeah, why not?
See if you can't get a return on. You got Shaka Taylor back there, Mr. Do-It-All for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Out of Lutheran High Northeast in Norfolk. He's been battling injuries. He's had a great career still, despite all that trouble.
He's got a chance to move into 4th place all time on the rushing list here at Nebraska Wesleyan. He could even move into 3rd place if he has a decent day.
So, are they going to decline it, or what's going on?
Well, Central's punting unit came back onto the field as if they were going to re-kick it. Now both groups are coming back out. Central's defense is coming out. Nebraska Wesleyan looks like they're going to take it and go with it.
Holding, number 92 on the kicking team. 10-yard force from the end of the kick. First down, Nebraska Wesleyan.
Blade Durbala was the guy who whistled for holding. And they will decline the penalty, it looks like, or maybe move it up. We're going to move it up.
Well, it wasn't a very good kick, so wherever it went out of bounds here, it looks like they're getting it at about the 24-yard line.
Yep. So it was at the 14, now at the 24. They'll go 2 splits here on the near side left, below your screen there. Doing the other side, Curdy in the pocket. He's in trouble, scrambles. And he'll just keep it. Eludes a tackle. He's going to get the first down. A broken play results in a first down, and a flag comes out. This could be a late hit penalty against Central.
That's just huge. That is great decision-making by Curdy. The pocket was collapsing down. He shuffled his feet up, moved to his right, was able to outrun the defender and pick up great yardage, and here we'll see what this penalty is.
It is a late hit. And so we'll move the yard markers upfield. So Curdy got the first down at about the 34. They're going to move it up actually to the 40. No, they're going to put it at the 50-yard line. So he's ran out at the 35, and they'll put it right at the 50.
It's imperative here, Jeff, that they can cap off this field position on this drive now.
And now is where you got to capitalize. They go that diamond pistol setup. Blitz being shown. And now flags come out. And this will be a false start against Wesleyan.
Yeah, it looked like Derek Curtis down here on the near side, split out. Number 83 just got a little too antsy there. It's good to see Derek back in the lineup, though, battling that calf injury. He's a great kid.
Number 83, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Talked to him before the game. He said he's 100% and ready to go.
You know, and you and I, of course, have been covering local sports here in Lincoln a long time. We saw him and Ryan Garver be teammates in basketball at Northeast, and that 2015 team that they had, that was pretty special. Got all the way to the Class A semifinals before they got beat by Omaha South that year. Curdy, and I think he underthrew that, and I think he lost grip of the ball. It was just a poor throw by Curdy as it goes incomplete.
Yeah, that's one thing that Coach Keller talked to me yesterday about with Jonathan Curdy. Curdy had obviously a great year, second-team all-conference quarterback last year. He said he's just not completing the majority of his throws. He's only about 50.5% coming into today. Completion percentage, you need to get that number up a little bit.
Second and long at the 45 here. Splits on the far side right. Among them is Skurjanik. Nolan Schaefer over there. Curtis here on the left. Skurjanik in motion. Curdy. Pass over here. Curtis thrown right behind him, incomplete. It was kind of a good look, but I think it was just a little too late. There was a little bit of a mistiming there. And it's, I don't know if it's on Derek's part or Jonathan's part, but it was really a good look.
Yeah, he had him white. I like that route combination. They sent the receiver in motion down here. He kind of ran a wheel route, and then they sent Derek Curtis, who was a split end inside on a little delayed slant route, wide open. Just Curdy needs to put that on him there. The timing was just a little bit off.
So a third and long again for Wesleyan. Here's Curdy again. In the pocket, got Curtis. Curtis eluding tackles, still on his feet. Fighting for positioning. He gets to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up a fourth down here in decision time. Looks like Wesleyan may punt, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, here's a chance you had some momentum going after that personal foul late hit penalty on Jonathan Curdy. You get the ball out to the midfield on the 50-yard line, and then you fail to execute on a couple plays there. And here you are at 4th and 5 with a decision to make, and they're going to try and pin Central deep here with a good punt.
So Jackson Hines into punt again. Here's the boot. Nice booming punt. Gonna let it bounce. This could be trouble for Central. A great punt. They're going to spot it at the 6. How about that for Jackson Hines?
That worked out just like they drew it up. Down it inside at the 6-yard line. Now they're going to make Central go 90-plus yards. And, Jeff, this is a great start for Nebraska Wesleyan. Yeah, they haven't done much on offense so far, but the defense has bowed up a couple times against this high-powered Central offense who, coming into this game, leads the American Rivers Conference in yards per game and, I believe, scoring per game.
Which is hard to believe because you look at the conference, you've got teams like Dubuque, you got Wartburg, who has been ranked, and Central's ranked in the AFCA top 25 this week at number 23. Pass complete on a little flag route to the edge on the far side up to the 19-yard line. Reception made by Tanner Schminke that time, so a first down at their own 19 for Central.
Yeah, first down on a first down play, you gain a first down, and here they go, fast pace again.
Little zone read that time. Hawkins looking to throw, got a man over there, and it's intercepted by Hubendick. He's going to return it down the far side. Gets to the 10, knocked out of bounds hard inside the 10-yard line. They'll spot him at the 7.
What a great play. Grant Bednar, number 97, the senior defensive lineman, who, Jeff, by the way, is also a finalist for Homecoming King today here on Homecoming for Wesleyan. What a play. Nebraska Wesleyan in great position now to put some points on the board.
Wow, that is huge, and that's a big play. Heath Hubendick out of Beatrice, the former Orangeman. And now the Prairie Wolves will have it first and goal at the Central 7.
Grant Bednar coming up big on the senior on Homecoming Day, with putting the pressure on the quarterback there for Central, and Hubendick with an right place, right time, and gets a good return on it as well.
Bednar is, again, you mentioned a senior, transferred from Morningside, but out of Grand Island. First and goal. Curdy under center, out of the I formation. They'll run the option. Pitch, Taylor. Tries to cut back in, gets to about the 5-yard line. Let's see where they put the forward progress. It's going to be probably at the 6, so about a yard gain for Shaka Taylor.
Tough sledding against this Dutch defense for Shaka Taylor. He hasn't been able to break one yet. Hopefully they can get one here in the end zone and jump out to an early lead here as we have about just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Pelkey, the split on the right, caught his first 2 touchdown passes of the season last week against Code. Now they'll shift up. Spread formation, Curdy. He'll lob it up, ball tipped away, and it goes incomplete. Boy, if you're playing basketball, that's a great denial into the post.
Yeah, that was
Drew Kitchert with a good stop.
That could have ended up a lot worse as we take a look at it here. He's kind of looking for Shaka Taylor at the last second, getting pressure, kind of throws it up. Good play there by the Central defender, and they're Nebraska Wesleyan very lucky that ball fell to the turf.
Big third down here. Pelkey, the split on the right. 3 splits here on the left. Taylor, Curtis, and Skrjanik among them. Conway, the tight end on the left side of the line. Curdy looking to throw. Blitz is on. Screen toss. No. Yeah, caught by Pelkey. Looked like, I thought for a moment he probably dropped the ball, but he gets a yard pickup to the 5-yard line. 4th down here. Now you decide whether or not if you should go for the extra point or the field goal. I beg your pardon, for the field goal, and I think they're going to go for the field goal.
Yeah, take the points right here. Get 3 points against a good Central team. Get up on the board and get the early lead. He had 81, Caleb Conway, the tight end, coming from the left side on a crossing route to the right if he could have just seen him and had time.
22 yards from the left hash for Jacob Ramsa, the freshman. Snap in the hold. The kick is up. Looks good. It is good. So Nebraska Wesleyan strikes first here on Homecoming with a 22-yard field goal from Jacob Ramsa. It's Wesleyan 3, Central nothing. Back after you see this.
Hi, I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and I wanted to share a hot tip about keeping warm in the wintertime. Instead of turning up your thermostat, turn on a portable space heater. After all, why heat your whole house when you only want the room you're in to be warm and toasty? Oh, that's too toasty. Don't touch that, Gracie. For more energy-saving tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
A lot of folks bundled up here today at Able Stadium at Nebraska Wesleyan for homecoming. Also Hall of Fame weekend. In fact, one of the recipients being honored this weekend on Hall of Fame weekend is Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Fred Oles, who was named this year's Spirit of the Plainsman Award recipient. And we'll talk with him coming up at halftime here on LNKTV. Here's the kick. And be picked up at the 12-yard line on the return here near side is Schminke. Schminke busting out toward the edge, near side 30, runs out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
Just another example of field position there, Jeff. Coach Keller was talking yesterday about the kickoffs aren't going that deep. That one got to about the 10-yard line or so, and then there's Tanner Schminke, the returning American Rivers Special Teams Conference Player of the Week, gets it out to about the 33-yard line and gives Central decent field position. But so far, Nebraska Wesleyan's defense has held the Dutch in check.
And that is something that you hope, if your Coach Keller keeps up the rest of the game. Defense has been all over the place today. They've been able to track down Hawkins and provided good coverage. So, from the 33, handoff around left side. Working out toward the edge that time for Central was Donnie Grosinger, who got the carry. That time in place of Nathan Fitzgerald. 2nd and 5 here is Hawkins rolling right. And he's going to be met up and stopped for a loss of yards back at the 35-yard line. And guess who? Jacob Garnis in on the tackle.
Jacob Garnis just did not give up on that play, kept his pursuit on the quarterback. Actually, Blaine Hawkins had a guy wide open in the flat on the rollout. He needs to hit him right away and let your receiver do the rest of the work, but he kind of hesitated and kept going, and great defensive play there.
And the only blocking that Hawkins had was Grosinger, and Grosinger was just outmatched that time. 3rd and 8. Hawkins got somebody over here, caught at the 50-yard line. Catch made by Eric Kunok.
Yeah, you get him into a 3rd and long there and then give up the first down pass.
So a new set of downs here. 1st and 10 from the 50. Fake that time. Little slant route pass complete to Schminke. Short of the first down, a 9-yard gain to the 41.
This is exactly what Central wants to do. Get in a little bit of a rhythm offensively, fast pace. It's tough to practice and prepare for this in practice until you get in the game. We'll see if it wears down Nebraska Wesleyan's defense a little bit as the game goes along.
Now Jake Kittle will come out, and Dakota Prorock will come in place of him. Kittle playing that safety position. 2nd and a yard. 3:25 and counting first quarter. 3-0 lead for Wesleyan. Zone read, given up that time. Grosinger gets the carry, first down, busts out of a tackle, still on his feet, and finally forced out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Grosinger, one of the three-headed monsters at running back that Central uses. Pat Gray and Nathan Fitzgerald, they kind of rotate those guys in throughout the game, kind of keep their legs fresh a little bit and get them a lot of handoffs and carries as the game goes along.
Good drive so far for Central, working out of the pistol setup. Here's a pass in the flat, complete. And caught, taken down inside the 20 at the 18 is Kunok again. And now this is the type of Central offense that a lot of people have been talking about and we've heard about, now we're seeing today. 2nd and a yard. Grosinger gets a first down, cuts out toward the 10, gets inside the 10, tackled by Kittle at the Wesleyan 8-yard line, so this will be a 1st and goal for Central.
Put a penalty flag down here, but this is exactly what Central wants to do, is get Nebraska Wesleyan's defense on their heels. You can see this whole drive has been a little bit of balance, mix and run. They're 60-40 actually, Central is.
Holding on the offense, number 8, 10-yard penalty, repeat.
60% run, 40% pass coming into this game, but right now on this drive they've been very balanced. They have 23 rushes of 10-plus yards this season, Jeff. That's a pretty high number.
That's impressive. So the holding penalty will put it back at the 27-yard line. Second down here as Hawkins awaits the snap. Hawkins looking. Near side, complete. Eluding a tackle. Breaking tackles, finally corralled inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. Ross Norham, the tight end, with the grab.
Burness a little slow to get up there, number 46, the linebacker. We've been talking about him all game. Garnett, excuse me. He's been all over the field today so far for Nebraska Wesleyan.
He's been impressive, and I think he's going to come out and maybe tweaked his shoulder a little bit. No huddle here for Central.
3rd and 10 at the 18. Huge stop, huge opportunity for Nebraska Wesleyan here to hopefully hold Central into a field goal, and possibly even better would be to create a turnover.
Big 3rd down here. They'll work out of the eye. One split far side. They'll send him in motion. Now Fitzgerald gets the carry, gets the first down inside the 15 at the 13 of Nebraska Wesleyan.
Excuse me there. I thought it was 3rd and 10, 3rd and 1 there. That's an easy conversion there for Central to keep this drive alive.
Clock winding down, 1:42 to go here in this first quarter. 2 splits left far side, 1 here on the right. And Fitzgerald gets around left side, tries to get behind a block, surrounded by Prairie Wolves, and he's going to be stopped. Short gain of the play, gets inside the 10 to the 9, so about a 4-yard gain out of it. Not bad.
This is where things start to tighten up in the red zone. Everything gets smaller and condensed. You saw it on Nebraska Wesleyan's possession just a moment ago when they had 1st and goal from the 6. It makes things a lot tighter here, so let's see if Nebraska Wesleyan can bow up.
3 splits here on the right. They'll run the jet sweep around left side. It's Schminke who gets it, gets into the corner. No, did he clear the pylon? It's knocked over, but they're going to say no. He went out of bounds at the 1.
Boy, that was close. The pylon, as you can see, is knocked over. I don't know if the ball came out, and from our angle up here, if we can see on this replay if he gets there or not, it's kind of difficult to see, but great effort by Tanner Schminke to get down the sideline and almost get in.
So 1st and goal from the 1 for Central. Now you go back and you think how important that last drive was for Wesleyan off that interception.
Absolutely.
Although they did settle for the field goal to get on the scoreboard. Fitzgerald gets the handoff, and he tries to stretch in there. No, he is just short. He is right outside of the goal line. And somebody in that Wesleyan defense right there in the middle put the stop on Fitzgerald.
Jeff, when you're playing a team like Central that's ranked 23rd in the latest AFCA poll, that's averaging all sorts of points, you got to punch the ball into the end zone. You can't settle for field goals when you're playing a team this good.
Down to 10 seconds here, and they may let the time run out. I think that's what they're going to do. So we're through 1 quarter, and when we come back here to begin the 2nd quarter, Central College will have its 2nd and goal inside the 1-yard line, about ready to punch one in. But after 1 quarter, your score, Nebraska Wesleyan 3 and Central College nothing.
Being on my own is awesome. But on top of classes, laundry, and keeping up with my shows, how am I supposed to take care of banking? And my mom, she just told me to figure it out. So I did. I got my own checking account, I'm saving up for a car, and I got a debit card with a cat on it. All thanks to Sam from UBT. You know, this adulting thing is really working out. I would not eat that. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
3-0 start here on homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend for Nebraska Wesleyan. Central College, though, leading, about ready to perhaps take the lead here with the ball at inside the 1-yard line or right outside the goal line of Nebraska Wesleyan. Jeff Moats, Brett Edwards, and our entire Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network crew with you here on LNKTV.
Yeah, 107 total yards in the first quarter for Central, 37 for Nebraska Wesleyan. Wesleyan got the ball to the Central 45, but were forced to punt. In ensuing possession, they were able to get that interception, but couldn't capitalize with a touchdown. They were able to get a field goal up. Let's see if the defense can buckle up here.
I think the important thing for all those 107 yards there for Central is the fact that they have been accumulating those yards on this drive. Second and goal here from the 1. Fitzgerald, handoff. Runs right into the end zone for a touchdown. It looked like they were going to hold him, and then he found a way to get around and get in there. And Central College takes the 6-3 lead with a point after coming up.
Yeah, just great second effort here. Bounces it to the outside and able to sneak his way into the end zone for Central's first points of the game. They come into this averaging 45 points per game. They've outscored their opponents 160-47 on the year. They've scored 60-plus points in 2 of their 3 conference games, Jeff, so far. And through a quarter, Nebraska Wesleyan was able to put a goose egg up on them.
So the point after coming up from John Alberts. The point after is up, and it is good. 14:55 to go here in quarter number 2 on homecoming, and Central College takes over. They lead it 7-3.
Hi, I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and I wanted to share a hot tip about keeping warm in the wintertime. Instead of turning up your thermostat, turn on a portable space heater. After all, why heat your whole house when you only want the room you're in to be warm and toasty? Oh, that's too toasty. Don't touch that, Gracie. For more energy-saving tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
Well, 12 plays, 67 yards, and almost 5 minutes of game time it took for Central College to get on the scoreboard as they lead it now 7-3 over Nebraska Wesleyan. Jeff Moats, Brett Edwards with you here on LNKTV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network with you this afternoon. We'll tell you more about some fine sponsors of Nebraska Wesleyan Athletics here in a moment. Fair catch going to be signaled at about the 5-yard line. Helping make Nebraska Wesleyan broadcast possible, Quality Water Services of Lincoln. If you're tired of hauling bottled water, try a reverse osmosis system and get purified water right from your faucet. Rent for as low as $25 per month. Installation and filters. Contact Quality Water Services here in Lincoln at 402-423-0909 or go on to qualitywaterservices.com for more information.
Pretty important here that Nebraska Wesleyan and Jonathan Curdy can get into a little bit of a rhythm here. So far, he's just 3 of 7 passing the ball for 15 yards in that first quarter.
Around right side, Shaka Taylor may have just moved up on the all-time rushing chart on that run. Gets to the 40-yard line, a 15-yard pickup. He's close, actually, about 2 yards shy.
Shaka needed 25 coming into this game to move into 4th place. He needs 98 coming into this game to move up to 3rd place on Nebraska Wesleyan's all-time rushing list. He has a chance to do that, and that obviously picking up that big chunk right there will help.
So for the Prairie Wolves, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Conway, the tight end, will line up on the right side. Curdy out of the pistol setup, blitz being shown. Curdy, far side, got Curtis at the 46, breaks a tackle, pats the 50, first down, Bulldogged at about the 44-yard line in Central Territory.
Just a nice pitch and catch, simple out there to the flats to Derek Curtis, 6'1", 215-pound wide receiver. We mentioned he's a former Lincoln Northeast Rocket. You know that school very well, Jeff, and good to see Derek out there making some plays for this offense.
I'll tell you, Northeast for many years was almost a feeder to Nebraska Wesleyan for athletics in all sports. A lot of them in football and basketball and even volleyball and baseball for many years. 1st and 10. This is from the 43 of Central. Here is Curdy. He's going to run it, keep it himself, cuts back in. Going to be taken down from behind, shy of the 35 at the 36-yard line. And there's some extracurriculars going on. No flags on the play, but Curdy is slow to get up.
Curdy follows his blockers for a nice gain.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking back to the huddle with a little bit of a limp there, but again, just the ability to pick up a good chunk of yardage there. Watch this extracurricular activity. If we can see this coming in here, you can see, it looks like this. Yeah, right there, number 39 for Central. Didn't get called.
So Curdy out of the pistol again, 2nd and 3. There's a pass. Sharply thrown, incomplete. It was intended for Pelkey. Now 3rd down here for the Wolves.
Yeah, just a little too quick there on the intended pass out there to the right side. I'd like to see them maybe run a little bit of a bubble screen. They had 2 wide receivers to the far side up there with plenty of room. If they ran a bubble screen out there, get the ball quick to the wide receiver and let them get in space and go.
Skurjanik and Curtis on the left to your top. You're on 3rd and 3. Curdy lobs it downfield, got a man there, and it goes incomplete. His intended target that time was Nolan Schaefer. And now bring up 4th down.
This is 4-down territory, don't you think here, Jeff? You think the Nebraska Wesleyan's going to go for it? 4th down and 3 from the 36? You kind of have to.
You almost have to. You're kind of in that neutral zone. You're too close to punt and too far for a field goal. And they're going to go for it right here. Big play. Curdy dropping back, lobbing it downfield. Taylor couldn't get to it, incomplete. That's tough.
Yeah. Shaka obviously upset. He knew he had a touchdown there. If he would have just put it right on him, he laid out and made a heck of an effort. But he was there. They had him down the sideline. He beat his man.
About a half a yard behind.
That's frustrating. Shaka obviously showing his frustration coming off the sideline there a little bit. Keep your head, young fella, though. There's a lot of game left.
12:49 remaining here in this first half.
Just missed him.
But let's look at the bright side. The execution today has been a lot better than what it has been in recent games. They struggled against Wartburg here a few weeks ago. A little quick route here on the far side, picked up by Grosinger that time, made the catch.
That's the Brett Edwards effect, Jeff Moats. They knew that Brett was on the call today, so they wanted to show a good offensive performance here today.
Now, you played college football at Wayne State.
Yep.
And you obviously know a lot of the plays and formations and how to work things.
It's been a while, though.
It's been a while. Andrew Stolpe, there you see being helped off. Looked like he might have tweaked an ankle. That hasn't been that long ago, though.
We won't say how long, but I don't know if I could lace him up anymore and get out there.
Me competing in any sport, that's been a long time ago. 1st and 10. Hawkins over here near side. Got a pass. It's complete here on the near side of the field. And the catch made by Kunak, who made the catch. Hurry up offense here as they get to the line. Hawkins rolling right. Got a catch over there around the 40, make that 36-yard line. Spotted at the 35. Grab made over there on the far side of the field for Pat Gray.
Making the chain gang work fast, and the officials here today with this fast-paced offense, kind of like Nebraska and Scott Frost. Get up there and go.
2 splits here on the left. 2nd and 5. Fitzgerald gets the handoff, tries to cut back in from the right. And he is going to be short of the 1st down by about a couple of yards as he's tackled at about the 32.
Jeff, I was a quarterback, so I can't speak so much for the defensive side, but I can imagine how difficult it is to defend a fast-paced offense like this. Not only getting the calls in, but personnel. It makes it very difficult, and it's to the offense's advantage when you can go at a fast pace like this.
But when you were playing at Wayne State, though, were you doing a lot of hurry-up offense?
No,
like
we barely got the play call in, and we had a lot of delay of game calls.
3rd and 2. Hawkins going to throw it down the far side, and it's intercepted. It is picked off. Picked off that time by Trevor Smith. Check that, Alex Cruz. It's Alex Cruz who picked it off.
from the looks of it, that was just a two-man route. They had the post route going over the middle and a wheel route coming down the sideline, and he just kind of laid it up there, and the ball hung in the air for so long, and he was able to make that play. That's 2 interceptions now for this defense. They were -4, Jeff, coming into this game. Nebraska was in the turnover battle. They're +2 today, so
that's huge.
Absolutely.
So with the 2 today, they've now doubled that amount to 4 on the season. Cruz out of Raymond Central from Valparaiso, just up the road on Highway 79 from Lincoln. And now timeout going to be called. This will be taken by Nebraska Wesleyan. So 11-12 remaining in this first half, and the Prairie Wolves will burn a timeout. We'll step aside with them, come back with us after you see this.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
You know, if you want a sparkling smile, connect with the doctors Bimbo and Vince Petro at Petro Family Dental Health in Omaha, caring for dental needs in the area for more than 30 years. So whether you're 2 or 102, they'll provide the same patience and respect they give their own families. They're located at 144th and Dodge in Omaha and proud to support Nebraska Wesleyan broadcasts. Shaka Taylor gets the carry, and I think he got easily 2 yards on the pickup as he gets up to about the 14-yard line. Now he'll move up to 5th all-time on the career rushing chart here at Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, Jeff, I want to go back to that timeout that was called right there after the interception. Nebraska Wesleyan with a quick turnover, quick change of possession like that, you got to be ready to get your offense out of there. They weren't ready. They had to call a timeout. Luckily, it's only their first time out here. But just another great defensive stand and able to force a turnover for Nebraska Wesleyan.
2nd and 7. Trips here on the right, one far side left, one on the left is Derek Curtis on the upper part of your screen. It's going to be a Wildcat, zone read, and Shaka Taylor gives it up on the jet sweep, running around toward the left side. Looked like that was the quarterback, Kevin Timms.
Yeah, penalty flag out, probably a hold too as well. I want to go back and find out where the Wildcat formation name came from. Why was it called Wildcat? Because Arkansas ran it. They call it Razorback.
I think it might have been Kansas State.
Was it?
I think it's Kansas State.
Offense.
So holding against Nebraska Wesleyan. Because I seem to remember about 10, 15 years ago is when we first started seeing that. And I think it was Kansas State that might have started that Wildcat offense.
That would have been Michael Bishop and some of those when he played quarterback.
I think so. Might have been a little bit later than that. Curdy on 2nd and long. He'll keep it, and he'll just take a loss. Actually, no gain on the play. It looks like maybe he didn't go anywhere. No, they're going to give him the loss of a yard. So back at the 7. 10 minutes and counting here in this first half.
Yeah, Skoranek down there on the near side, he was running. Whenever you get into a scramble drill like that, you got to help your quarterback out and come back to the ball. If he would have came back, he was running down here instead of running away from him. Curdy could have seen him and maybe tried to hit him down on the sideline there.
So a 3rd and long here for the Prairie Wolves. You can hear that wind blowing out there. Play clock down to 3. It's snap off. Curdy looking upfield. He has got Pelkey, who slides in like he slid into second base, and he makes the grab and gets the Prairie Wolves a first down.
All sorts of time for Curdy back there in the pocket, able to go through his progression, finds Pelkey over the middle. Pelkey, I believe, had 2 touchdown catches in the 4th quarter last week when they tried to come back and beat Coe. I think that's his first, he has 2 touchdowns all season, but it comes up with a big catch there. Gives him a little bit of breathing room here as well, Jeff.
That's a huge play. And Pelkey coming through, so the ball will be at the 36 of Wesleyan. Schaefer and Curtis, the splits on the top. Here is Taylor, round right side. Gets about 2 on the pickup to the 38-yard line. That's it. He has not really had a breakout run today. That's been noticeable or notable, but he is very capable of that. It's got to be the right place and time, and that all comes at the hands of that offensive line.
Yeah, Central's defensive front pretty stout as well. Their front seven here too.
So they'll spread it out. Second, we'll call it 8. Here's Curdy. Short toss, complete to Taylor. Taylor gets up toward the 40. Trying to dodge tackles, barrels his way up to the 44. Now they're going to mark it at the 45. So a good little pickup of about 7.
There's an example of Shaka Taylor being able to do it both, catch the ball and run the ball. He had the 2 touchdown catches last week against Coach Keller says he's one of the most intelligent players he's ever coached in his 23 years. He knows the offense inside and out, and he's a great senior leader for this Prairie Wolf team.
Pelkey here on the right. Skrjanik and Curtis on the left on the upper part of the screen. 3rd and short. Curdy. He's got Pelkey. Catch made at the 42 of Central and a first down.
Curdy's getting a little bit more time in the pocket. I think it's allowing him to become a little bit more comfortable. They're getting some tempo, some rhythm, some balance. You saw the screen pass, the run. Now they're going play action. They're able to. They're just kind of opening up their offense a little bit more. That's exactly what you want to see.
Bingo. So a little bit more of a flow here for this offense, and let's see what they do here. So the diamond pistol setup here on 1st and 10 from the Central 42. Play action. Curdy right through the hands of Conway, almost picked up by Curtis downfield at the Central 15-yard line. Went through Conway, and it could have been picked up by Curtis.
Yeah, the Conway would have needed to have a little bit more ups on him there to get that one, but then Curtis coming through on the post route on the backside here makes a diving stab at it, unable to make it. But yeah, he almost could have hit 2 receivers right here. I think that one was intended for Curtis, and Conway just kind of put his hands up there, but he wasn't quite tall enough to get to it. Somebody catch it.
Well, but if Conway would have caught it, it would have been a first down anyway.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
Curdy would have taken either one of them catching it.
Out of the pistol. Here's Taylor. Trying to fight his way through traffic. Gets to the 38. 4-yard gain for him on that play. Big 3rd down here for Wesleyan with 7:05 and counting.
I think that's just going to be the way it's going to be all day for Shaka Taylor in this Nebraska Wesleyan run game, Jeff. Is it's going to be ground and pound. It's going to be 3-4 yards at a time, and then hopefully you get them lull and catch them sleeping a little bit later, and you can hit them for a home run later on in the game, as long as you keep it close like you are here.
Skrjanik and Curtis on the upper part of your screen on the left. Braley Keller in motion. Curdy rolling left. He's got trouble. Throws downfield. Pass is going to be caught by Curtis. Enough for a first down. They're going to mark him around the 30-yard line. What a grab.
That's a tough throw from a right-handed quarterback rolling out to his left, kind of throwing back.
Right.
Not over the middle, but a little bit back towards the middle, coming back across your body. Watch this, Curtis. That's nice to have a reliable guy out there to catch the ball and make a play like this. Right at the sticks, get the first down.
Wow, big play. So from the 29, here on 1st and 10. Here's Taylor breaking out. He's in there. 10, 5, touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan.
What did we talk about, Jeff? Lull them to sleep. There's going to break one here someday.
Yep.
Got it right there. Huge.
Good play call that time. Watch this. And the way he ran the ball made it look so easy.
Wide open, almost untouched.
So 62 yards on the ground today for Shaka Taylor, and the point after is blocked. And it's going to be picked up in the end zone. So the point after is blocked, but Nebraska Wesleyan regains the lead only by 2 now with just under 6 minutes left first half. And the Prairie Wolves lead at 9-7.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Jeff Moats, Brett Edwards, and you here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Shaka Taylor with a 29-yard touchdown run. And the Prairie Wolves regain the lead at 9-7. And as we go back to the Wildcat, it did originate with Kansas State, so we did get that confirmed. And it was in the 90s and the 2000s. So, yeah, around the time Michael Bishop, Darren Sproles. I now remember Darren Sproles running that Wildcat offense.
On NCAA football for PlayStation back in the day. I always used to play with Kansas State because you had Michael Bishop and Darren Sproles, two of the fastest guys on the game, and you could run over everybody.
There's Ramses' kick. Picked up at the goal line. And Schminky will return it, and he is quickly stopped just across the 10 at about the 12-yard line. And the stop made by Cody Robinson of Nebraska Wesleyan. But Darren Sproles and those guys ran it a lot with Bill Snyder. But it goes back even further to the 1920s during the Pop Warner era. So
that predates me a little bit.
That predates me too.
Well, Darren McFadden at Arkansas ran it pretty well too. And was that the late 90s, early 2000s?
I think so.
McFadden
and you said that was called the Razorback.
I think so. Everybody kind of has their own unique nickname for it.
1st and 10 now for Central at their own 12. Jet sweep, zone read keeper, and it's Hawkins who is stuffed. Short gain for him maybe up to the 13. Let's see where they put the ball. Yep, it's going to be to the 13-yard line.
Going back to that last kickoff, he had the wind at his back. It's blowing a little north to south, so he got his wind, kicked it all the way down to the end zone and pushing him back here in field position.
Hawkins again, catch. Going to be made. Did they give him the forward progress? Yes. Good catch by Kunok that time. Up to about the 24.
Hawkins doesn't have a huge arm. He doesn't zip it in there, but he's very accurate and timing. Their timing's down right.
They run the jet sweep. Far side, ran out of bounds that time. That's Pat Gray. And you look at Hawkins, he's not, for a quarterback, he's not very tall. He's only 5'10".
Right. He came into this game averaging 70. His completion percentage was 72.7, Jeff. That's
impressive for a guy that tall.
Absolutely. 7th in the country in Division III.
Second, we'll call it a long 5. And Grosinger breaking tackles. And Alex Cruz finally corrals him just across the 40 at about the 41.
One thing I'm impressed with so far with Nebraska Wesleyan's defense is they haven't given up a huge play yet. They've given up some chunk plays here and there, but they've been able to, limit them on the big play front.
Pass over here, caught, nope, incomplete. Intended receiver was Tyler Obermeyer. So it's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up still from the 41. They're going to hurry up to the line. Swinging in the flat again. Obermeyer gets at the 40, and he's quickly corralled and stopped. Nice stop that time by the Prairie Wolves defense. Adam Granville was over there initially to make the stop.
A few keys that Coach Keller told me. He wanted to start fast on both sides of the ball. They've had a couple of turnovers defensively. They finally punched it in on offense. He said handle adversity with poise and composure. They haven't really faced a ton of that yet so far.
Flags come out. There might have been some offsides. Pass over the middle is complete for a first down in Wesleyan territory. Going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. Ross Norum made the catch, the tight end, but there was laundry on the field. This could be an offside against Nebraska Wesleyan.
We do have a yellow blue. Offside. Defense, number 77. Penalties declined. First down.
So that doesn't bode well for the Prairie Wolves. Andrew Kamerzill Whistled for offside for Wesleyan. Now from the Wesleyan 37, 1st and 10. Grosinger going to be wrapped up and stopped that time. It's Jacob Garnis over there to make the tackle.
The last thing Coach Keller told me, he said, let's just go out there and have some fun, boys. It's homecoming. You're playing a good team. Why not shock the world? Nebraska Wesleyan recently, 3 years ago, knocked off Northwestern when they were ranked. They beat Morningside a few years ago when they were ranked, so it can be done.
Well, that Northwestern game, I remember that. Boy, that was huge. There's a pass in the flat. Kunak makes the reception. He's brought down at the 25-yard line and enough for a first down. That Northwestern game, I mean, at that point, I believe it had been about 18, 19 years since Northwestern was beat here in Lincoln by Wesleyan. I mean, that's how long of a drought it had been here at home.
Great football program they have up there in Orange
City.
City.
Oh, you bet. And Wesleyan's won some games up there. Here's Grosinger, cuts back in, breaking tackles, and taken down from behind that time. Cody Robinson, the linebacker, made the tackle for Wesleyan. This is not good. It just seems like when they put Grosinger in there at running back, a lot of good things happen here for Central College. Grosinger again gets it on 1st and goal. Going to be tackled around the 7-yard line.
Yeah, Grosinger, not a very big guy, but he's able to have some patience and good eyesight and able to hit that hole, and he's picked up some big gains here for the Central offense, especially on this drive.
2nd and goal from the 7. They'll run the jet sweep around far side, and taken out of bounds that time was Gray. And the tackle made by Jacob Garnis.
Good defense. Just keep it stretching whenever they run that fly sweep like that. Just keep it stretching out as a defender, and let somebody else come in and make that tackle, and they were able to do that. Big play here, though, with under 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and goal from the 4. Nebraska Wesleyan needs to try and hold these guys out of the end zone.
And if they can, maybe force them to a field goal situation. 3rd and goal from the 4 of Wesleyan. Hawkins going to lob it in toward the end zone, leaping grab, and Kunak makes the catch for the touchdown. He had Nicholas Cortez on him, and Kunak makes the grab for the 6.
Just an easy, simple little pitch and catch. Throw it up and let the big fella go up and get it. As you can see, number 11 there just out jumps the defender, and I used to love throwing that back fade route. It's not a high percentage throw, but if your guy can go up and get it, you have a tall receiver. It turns out well, just like that.
Especially if it's somebody that's about 6'5" or taller. John Alberts will attempt the point after the kick is up, and it's good. 2:15 left here in first half of homecoming here at Able Stadium. Central regains the lead at 14-9.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Helping make Nebraska Wesleyan broadcast possible, the Tree Guys, taking care of Lincoln's trees for 25 years. The Tree Guys have the experience and equipment to safely complete many different types of tree cutting services, from the basic tree trimming and removal to emergency tree removal. Simply put, they can cut it. Call 402-438-8733 or go to LincolnTreeGuys.com for more information. Jeff Moats, Brett Edwards, and our entire Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network crew here on Hall of Fame and Homecoming Weekend at Able Stadium. And Central College has a 14-9 lead. Kick return here, Prentice Wilson on the return for Wesleyan, and he gets to about the 30-yard line, and that's where the Prairie Wolves will take over.
All right, 2:10 to go. You have 2 timeouts left here. You got to go about 70 yards. You do have the wind at your back, so see if Jonathan Curdy can get into some motion here, throwing the ball, march it downfield. If you can get in field goal position, great. Punching in for a touchdown would be even better.
So they'll go 2 splits on each side. Taylor with the handoff. And he powers his way to the 35, gets a 4-yard gain out of it.
See if they go hurry up here at all.
Well, you got the clock winding down under 2 minutes. If you want to get something on the scoreboard, yeah, you got to do it. Now they go to hurry up. 2nd and 6. Curdy over the middle on a little slant route, incomplete. It was intended for Pelkey.
Just about had him. Pelkey over the middle on a kind of a deep slant route there, and you could hear the Nebraska Wesleyan coaches next to us pounding the table saying, oh, he had him right there. That would have been big to move the sticks, get a first down.
They'll try it again here on 3rd and 6. Minute 43. Make that minute 44. Curdy in the pocket. Got a man over there. Skurjanik for a first down at the 45-yard line. Going to be brought down at the 46.
There you go. Move the sticks. Clock stops with a first down. Don't have to waste a timeout. Get going here.
Taylor around right side. Cross the 50. Stops short of the 45 at the 46 of Central. 2 yards away from a first down. That was a great run from Shaka. Now they go to that hurry-up offense. 2nd and 2. Blitz shown. Curdy underthrows it, incomplete. It was intended for Curtis.
He had a little bit of pressure in his face there, Jeff, but got to start making some of these throws. That was the thing that Curdy's most disappointed with this season is his completion percentage. He's very close on a lot of these throws, though.
Taylor gets the carry. First down, breaking tackle, still on his feet. Rolls out of one and finally stopped inside the 30 at the Central 29.
Shaka Taylor starting to open up the run game a little bit more with the passing game here from Jonathan Curdy. They're moving down here. Now we're approaching about a minute to go.
And we've hit the 1 minute mark. Curdy, blitz on, lobs it downfield. It goes incomplete. Looking for Shaka Taylor.
Central starting to bring some heat there, especially on that play. Curdy throwing that ball off the back of his foot. I know how it goes, brother. I've been there, done that. It's no fun, but when you have the pressure in your face, you got to get the ball up. And luckily that time he didn't get the completion, but he was able to incomplete, not an interception, out of bounds there.
Colby ends in a tailback. He'll get the swing pass, cuts back in, bumps into a tackle, stuffed at the 26. And the clock stops with 48 seconds remaining. Wesleyan's got 2 timeouts remaining, but a flag of the play. Going to be a holding penalty against Wesleyan. That's going to go back.
Yeah, you don't even need to have a hold on that. On a quick little swing pass like that, you get the ball out quick, able to pick up some yards. I would have liked to seen Enns maybe try to get out of bounds there, but it wouldn't have mattered with the penalty anyway.
So 2nd and long. Here's Curdy. Pump fakes, eludes a tackle. He's going to have to keep it. And he's going to run out of bounds short of the line of scrimmage at the 30.
If it weren't for that pump fake, he would have been stopped for about a 10-yard loss there on that play,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
And he's able to get out of bounds, stop the clock. You still have 2 timeouts left. Derek Curtis up on the far side there, single receiver.
Taylor is back in there at running back, too. Curdy looking to throw. Downfield looking for Skurjanik. Did he get it? No. Incomplete.
Curdy's down here on the field, down about here at the 44-yard line.
And we got an injured quarterback. That's not good. So Curdy is down on the turf. That could mean Kevin Timms will come in and be a quarterback. So an injury timeout on the field with 32 seconds left. Let's step aside really quick. Come back to Able Stadium in just a moment.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Well, Wesleyan will go for the field goal. They'll spot it at the 38. This will be a 48-yard attempt for Jacob Ramsa, the freshman. Snap of the hold. The kick is going to be short. No good.
Field goal is just short.
So the 48-yard field goal goes way short.
Central 14.
And so with 26 seconds remaining here before halftime, Central will get the ball back. And I suppose if you're Central, if you want to be conservative, you just take a quick knee and go to the locker room.
Yeah, they do have all 3 timeouts. It'll be interesting to see. But, Jeff, if you go back to that last drive, there was the 10-yard holding penalty. Take that away. He maybe make that kick about 10 yards less. He might have had enough leg for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The thing is, though, I mean, you had the wind to your back, and you hope for some of that wind to kind of help guide that football. So 1st and 10 from their own 31. Fitzgerald's going to get the carry. He'll cut back in, and he is surrounded and stopped by the Prairie Wolf defense for a short gain up to about 32.
Good news is Jonathan Curdy is on the sideline over here. He's up and moving and standing around, so hopefully he'll be good to go for Nebraska Wesleyan coming out here in this second half.
And we're going to the locker room. We're at the break. It's homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend at Nebraska Wesleyan. And your score at halftime is Central 14, Nebraska Wesleyan 9. Back with more in a moment on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
I don't think it's got any warmer.
Oh, hi there. Sorry, couldn't see you at first. I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and it's first Filter Friday, so I'm just checking my furnace filter here. Looks like it's about time for a clean one, which I just happen to have right here. You know, a small investment today can really reduce your heating costs and improve your efficiency. You can really see the savings. Yeah? For more tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We will see you next time.
Welcome back to Able Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. I'm Jeff Moats, joined here by Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Fred Oles. Dr. Oles, thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome, Jeff.
Well, first off, congratulations for being named the Spirit of the Plainsman Award recipient for this year.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm thrilled about it. We've just got great teams, and I enjoy following them.
Well, we got homecoming this weekend, Hall of Fame weekend, too, going on. Talk about some of the activities that are going on campus.
Yeah, Jeff, we've just got a lot of things going on. We started Thursday evening with our Legends and Legacies banquet. There we honored 6 of our alums for their achievements and their devotion to Nebraska Wesleyan. We followed that up with reunion classes on Friday, and then the students had their pep rally. And this morning, indeed, we had our Athletic Hall of Fame induction, and some of our finest athletes of the last several decades were honored there. It's just a whole lot of fun, and now we've got athletic contests, concerts, theater shows, everything you could want on a homecoming weekend.
And for a lot of alumni that probably have not been here in quite a while, they get to see some of the new things on campus, too.
They sure do, Jeff. So Ackley Hall of Science is coming along very nicely. We expect to take possession of that. So speaking today in early October, we expect to take possession of that in about 8 weeks. And then we've got our new athletic practice facility that you and I are both able to look at right here, and a new quad, a new commons also where Ackley Hall is. So it feels really good, and I hope all the folks coming back have a chance to see these developments.
Well, good to have you, Dr. Olds. Congratulations again on the award. Thank you for joining us as always.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jeff.
That's Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Fred Olds. Welcome back to Able Stadium after this on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Joining me now for our P-Wolves profile is Jake Kittle, a senior defensive back and co-captain from Aurora, Nebraska, on the Nebraska Wesleyan football team. Jake, it's been quite a journey for you here at Wesleyan.
Yes, sir. I started out at quarterback. I was recruited as a quarterback, and my sophomore year, I was listed down as a quarterback. Sophomore year, Coach Keller wanted to get me on the field a little more. I was behind Ben Green, a senior, so started returning some kicks, getting a couple reps at running back and receiver here and there, just running the football. Fell in love with that. And special teams, so wanted to stay with that a little bit. So had a tough conversation to move over to the defensive side of the ball, which was a great choice. I love it. Have no regrets there. Last season, first game against Concordia, broke my arm on a cut block in the first half. Kind of ended my season shorter than I'd like to. Broke both bones in my arm, but feeling good now, 100%. So,
what does it mean to be a co-captain?
It's very humbling. I love all my teammates, and just to be voted on by them to be a captain and lead them with 3 other great guys, it's a humbling experience.
Tell me a little bit about your high school sports career at Aurora.
Yeah, so high school, I was a 3-sport athlete plus baseball in the summer, which wasn't a school-sanctioned sport. So I did football, basketball, track, and then baseball in the summers. I had a great experience with all of those. It kind of made it hard to pick which one I wanted to go on in the next level with, but my first level was football, so I decided to stick with that.
All right, now what position did you play in baseball, and what did you do in track?
In track, I was tiny my freshman, sophomore year, so my coach put me in the distance races, which was awful. So I was an 800 and 400 runner. Got a little bigger, so he said, no more 800 for you, which was really, really great news. So I ran the 300 hurdles, as well as the 400 and 4x4 relay. And then in baseball, I played shortstop or second baseman, and I pitched, so.
Now, you still have connections to Aurora High School.
Yeah, that's right. My dad's the principal and mom's a middle school teacher, so I'm always in the loop what happens in the halls of Aurora High School, whether I want to be or not, but just can never get that yearbook closed with my dad in the office all the time.
Yeah. And your sister was an athlete there, too.
Yeah, she was. She was also a 3-sport athlete. She played volleyball, basketball, and also ran track. Then she went on to UNK. Was very active on that campus with she helped out with new student enrollment, sorority life, and she was actually homecoming queen her senior year, which was pretty awesome.
What are your plans beyond graduation at Wesleyan here?
Yeah, currently, I'm an intern at Huddle, doing volleyball sales, and we've talked a little bit about becoming full-time upon graduation, so I'm looking to stay at Huddle for a couple of years after I graduate.
Well, Jake, good luck to you in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jake Kittle on the Nebraska Wesleyan football team. And P-Wolves Profiles are brought to you by Joyce Sherwood, financial professional with Central Financial Services, Andy Van Horn and the Van Horn team at State Farm, Rotella's Italian Bakery, Leach Camper Sales, Emo Flooring just south of Highway 2 on 14th Street, the Wild Bird Habitat Store, and Arnie's Pet Foods.
Being on my own is awesome. But on top of classes, laundry, and keeping up with my shows, how am I supposed to take care of banking? And my mom, she just told me to figure it out. So I did. I got my own checking account, I'm saving up for a car, and I got a debit card with a cat on it. All thanks to Sam from UBT. You know, this adulting thing is really working out. I would not eat that. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
Welcome back to Able Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Along with Brett Edwards, I'm Jeff Moats. As we get ready for the second half of action here in this homecoming game, 14-9 the score. Central College leading Nebraska Wesleyan here as we take a look at the first half stats. And there you see the comparison. Central College with 90 yards rushing, 119 for Wesleyan. Passing-wise, the edge goes to Central. And really the total yards, I mean, it's fairly neck and neck at this point. The difference is that Wesleyan has not committed any turnovers, but they have forced 2 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, you look at the stats, they're about pretty even. Central's ran 39 plays, 229 total yards. Nebraska Wesleyan's ran 38 plays for 219 total yards. The one difference is Nebraska Wesleyan's just 5 of 11 on third down.
And the pass completion, the other difference there, as you can see, 43% versus 78%. So we'll see how things kind of progress for Wesleyan. But we did see some momentum from Wesleyan in the second quarter. But the one thing that kind of ruined that is, you know, you're less than 30 seconds out from going to the break, and you're unable to convert, and you settle for a field goal attempt from 48 yards out, and it goes short. So that really kind of killed things. And there was that holding penalty too you mentioned before we went to the break, how that kind of really set things back a little bit for Wesleyan on offense and kind of hurt their drive.
Good thing is Nebraska Wesleyan got Shaka Taylor going there late in the second quarter. Shaka now has 11 carries for 91 yards in today's game. He's now just 7 rushing yards shy of moving into third place on Nebraska Wesleyan's all-time rushing list. So they were able to get him going. If Curdy can get going a little bit more momentum too. Hey, Nebraska Wesleyan down by 5 to the 23rd ranked and undefeated Central Dutch team. That's a high potent offense. They got to feel good about where they're at right now heading into the second half.
Helping make Nebraska Wesleyan broadcast possible, Quality Water Services of Lincoln. If your tap water doesn't taste great or if it puts off an unpleasant smell, it's likely time to bring in the experts to test the quality of your water. Impurities and other contaminants can put your family at risk. Contact Quality Water Services at 402-423-0909 or go to qualitywaterservices.com for more information. So we'll get this second half underway. Wesleyan will go into the wind. And Jacob Ramsa will kick. End over ender. Going to be picked up at about the 11-yard line. On the return here is Schminke. Schminke along the near side past the 30. Up toward the 40-yard line where he is tripped up and stopped short of the 40-yard line. And Tate Schmatter that time made the stop for Wesleyan.
Field position, Jeff. Great return there by Tanner Schminke, the reigning American Rivers Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, with a great return for this Central offense, giving them great field position out here at the 38.
We can't stress that enough on how important that is with field positioning. If you're the Wesleyan defense and even the special teams and trying to put the ball in a deeper part of the field for Central. Now blitz being shown here by Wesleyan. Grosinger gets the carry. Around left side, gets to the 45-yard line. Hit down there that time by Alex Cruz out of Raymond Central.
Grosinger was the leading rusher for Central in that first half. He had 6 carries for 49 yards.
He's been the difference maker in that Central offense. When he is in there, they do some good things. He'll get the handoff this time. Gets the first down, tackled at the 50. Taken down that time by Hayden Penny. So right at the 50, a first down here for Central College.
Here comes the hurry up.
And here is Grosinger right through the middle. Forward progress will take him down to the 48.
One thing we haven't seen from Central quarterback Blaine Hawkins yet is really his running ability. He hasn't run the ball, but if he would have kept that one along the outside on the left edge there, he had nothing but green. Keep an eye on that going forward.
He's been very quiet, as you said, running-wise, and he's been throwing the ball pretty decent. He'll keep it, and as we see it, he runs off 40, 35, 30, and Cruz knocks him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
It was only a matter of time before we saw that.
Yeah.
They've been handing it off all game long, and look at how much green space he has. Hawkins shows off his running ability here and gets to the edge and picks up a huge chunk of yards.
So from the 18, Wesleyan territory. Grosinger gets the carry, cuts back in. Still fighting for room and yards and gets down to about the 12-yard line of Wesleyan.
He's not necessarily a power runner.
No.
Grosinger isn't. He's not a big guy, but, man, he just is able to find that hole. He's patient, and he hits it.
2nd and 4. Here is Hawkins. Grosinger gets it, hesitates, gets out of a tackle, but quickly stopped at the 10-yard line. And Garnis is over there to make the stop. Kittle came over to help out.
Solid opening drive of the second half here for this Central offense. Nebraska Wesleyan now in a third down situation. Big stop here.
Central will spread it out. Grosinger in the backfield with Hawkins. They'll send Gray in motion on the jet sweep. He gets the carry, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Did he get the first down? He got to about the 8. Looks like he did, and this will make it a 1st and goal.
That Garnis on the stop again. He's got to get a number on his tackles today. He's been all over the field. He has 10 tackles today already, Jacob Garnis. 18 last week in the loss to Co.
.12:09 and counting here in quarter number 3. 1st and goal at the 8. Hawkins in the pocket. He's going to have to run with it. He's going to keep it, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. So what appears to be a broken play ends up being another 6 for Central, and they're now up 20-9 with the point after coming up.
Yeah, the Nebraska Wesleyan defense just in a tough spot there. You got to guard your receivers in the end zone as well, but you also got to pursue the quarterback, and great job of Blaine Hawkins here. Not having anything, rolls out to his left, surveying the field as he rolls out there. You got to make a decision. You got to commit to the quarterback or you got to stay on your receiver. Hawkins able to take it in for 6.
And John Alberts will attempt the point after here with 11:55 remaining in the 3rd. Good drive that time from Central. And the extra point attempt is good. So it's 21-9, Central ahead of Nebraska Wesleyan. Early part of the 3rd quarter, come back to Able Stadium after you see this.
After living in roughly every apartment complex in town, I was ready to buy a home. Like without roommates? Okay, 1. Hi, Eddie. Only problem, I did not know how to buy a house. Luckily, Sherry at UBT walked me through everything. She helped me set up automatic payments and even explained what escrow is. And now I have an awesome backyard for this ferocious beast. Thanks, Sherry. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
Among those supporting Nebraska Wesleyan broadcasts, Petro Family Dental Health in Omaha at 144th and Dodge. You'll find a very relaxed, friendly atmosphere with early and lunchtime appointments available. When it comes to your teeth, don't just pick any dental clinic. Go to where you'll feel like family. Connect with the doctors Bimbo and Vince Petro. Give them a call, 402-397-4505 to schedule an appointment. They're both proud to support Nebraska Wesleyan athletics. Here is the ensuing kick, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And Bimbo and Vince Petro are both alums of Creighton. Bimbo played basketball in the early 70s for Eddie Sutton. And Vince played baseball at Creighton. Played against Vince 1 year in high school, and he played basketball at Creighton Prep. And that was kind of a dynasty for Prep back then. They had 5 or 6, actually 7 Division I athletes on that 94 state championship team. Among them was Kyle Peterson.
Your local sports knowledge cannot be topped, Jeff.
And TJ Pugh was on that team as well, who played at Kansas. Conway gets the catch and gets up to the 33, 34-yard line. Well, let me say this. I remember as a young sophomore being put in that championship game with less than 40 seconds left. I stood next to TJ Pugh and Tim Ritter, who played football at Notre Dame. Ritter was 6'8", 280. And I stood next to him. I felt like I was about 5'4". I was about 6'5" and scrawny. 2nd and a yard to go. Still at the 34 here for Wesleyan. They're going to go Wildcat. Shaka Taylor's going to keep it. He got it. I think he got it to the 35.
Interesting when they have shown the Wildcat formation. I believe that was just the 2nd time in this game. They brought in backup quarterback Kevin Timms. There they brought him in motion and faked the handoff. I'm assuming you'll probably see Jonathan Curdy come back in here at quarterback. Yep, here comes Curdy.
So the Wildcat works. And leave it to Bill Snyder to bring it back into style.
Right? Bill Snyder never going out of style.
No. So from the 35, 1st and 10 for Wesleyan. Curdy got Curtis at the 42, across midfield, gets the first down. Then to mark him at the central 48-yard line.
Curdy to Curtis with the connection there. Actually going down to a Kansas State-Oklahoma State game next Saturday in Manhattan. I got a buddy that lives down there. We're going to play some golf, and I've been to a Kansas State game a couple times when Nebraska went down there, so just a game to go and watch. And now that I don't work for local television anymore, I have a lot more free time now, Jeff.
I was going to say, you're enjoying life as much as possible.
Absolutely.
But you jumped on the opportunity to help out today in place of John Harris, who is back in North Carolina at a family wedding this weekend. Out of the pistol. Curdy. And that's going to go incomplete, no flag throw, and I think that was pretty good coverage that time. As Nolan Schaefer was the intended target, there was coverage from Central that time. Looked like that was, if I check my numbers here, that was Danny Anderson who provided coverage for Central on that play.
Again, just a little bit off on the timing.
So from the 48, still 2nd and 10. Curdy out of the gun, swings it to Taylor. Taylor going to try to work outside, got some good yards. Got inside. Well, they're going to mark him at the 40-yard line. He is close to moving up to number 3 in the all-time rushing charts. He needs 6 more yards to do that.
He's a tough runner. That's the thing that impresses me most about Shaka Taylor. He's 5'11", 220 pounds, and he's not easy to bring down.
Well, and you think about what he has been through with his injuries, his knees in particular, and he's battled back from that. He's gotten stronger. This kid is determined. 3rd and short. Swinging again to Taylor. Gets the first down. And finally ran out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Good pickup. And again, we're seeing, Wesleyan mixing it up that way. That's a good thing to see. Now they're getting Taylor involved as much as possible, not just solely relying him on the running game.
Yeah, we've seen some draws. We've seen some screens to him. We've seen the quick swing pass like that out of the backfield to him. Get the ball to him fast and get him out in space.
Schaefer, Skrjanik, Curtis off to the right. Here is Curdy on 1st and 10. Has some time. He's going to run with it. Stutter steps, cuts back in, still on his feet. Gets inside the 10, tackled at the 9-yard line.
Unbelievable play there by Jonathan Curdy, the junior quarterback. What great poise in the pocket. Surveyed the field, nothing was there, had plenty of time, steps up, cuts back to the middle, picks up nice yardage.
So a 1st and goal for Wesleyan. Regardless of what happens here at the end of this one, Wesleyan just playing much better football.
Yeah, you see them from week in and week out. It's the first time I've had to see them this year, and the offense seems to be clicking now.
They struggled against Wartburg. Quick pitch and catch. Skrjanik with the catch at the 5. But against Wartburg a couple of weeks ago, Wartburg came in and they were just rugged, and Wesleyan finally got some offense going late in the game to avoid a shutout. But you could tell they were struggling. But Wartburg was such a high-powered football team. In fact, if you were to compare Wartburg and Central right now, Wartburg, in my opinion, head and shoulders above. And Wartburg's had a couple of losses. Curdy to Curtis into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan. 5-yard toss from Curdy to Curtis.
Those two hooked up for the second time on this drive, and there it was, just a back shoulder fade. Get it out there. Curtis was able to turn around and make this catch. The former Lincoln Northeast Rocket with a great catch in the end zone. Pulls Nebraska Wesleyan to within 6 here with the extra point pending.
Jacob Ramsa will attempt it. Snap of the hold. Here's the kick. It is up. And it is good. 7:28 remaining. We're in the 3rd quarter here on Homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend. It's Central 21, Nebraska Wesleyan 16 on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Jeff Moats, Brett Edwards back with you here at Able Stadium at Nebraska Wesleyan, and the Prairie Wolves tack on another 7 as they trail Central 21-16. The Tree Guys taking care of Lincoln's trees. Tree trimming, tree removal, stump grinding, emerald ash borer treatment, use the Arbor Jet system. They are involved in the community, also important to the Tree Guys as well. Call them today, 402-438-8733. Or go to LincolnTreeGuys.com. Here's Robinson along the near side on the return down the 50. Pass there and out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That's a big return.
Boy, I tell you what, one thing this Nebraska Wesleyan coaching staff cannot be happy with is their kickoff coverage unit, giving up great field position here to Central. Just going back to Central's first drive of this second half, it was an 8-play, 62-yard drive, 2 minutes and 58 seconds that led to that touchdown. But what a great response by Nebraska Wesleyan to come down. They drove it down, 9 plays, 75 yards. They ate up 4 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. Great response and answered that touchdown with a touchdown of their own.
Now the Wesleyan defense going to be tested here with Central in good field positioning at the 37. Hawkins, he'll go to Fitzgerald that time. Fitzgerald around right side, going to be taken down on the play. Garnis over there once again for Wesleyan.
I don't know if you almost try to purposely kick it out of bounds on kickoffs or squib it somehow.
Do something. We'll talk more about the Athletic Hall of Fame induction today here in a moment. 2nd and 7. Hawkins got someone there. Catch is made at the 22-yard line. Reception made on that play by Central College. Obermeyer made the catch. So a new set of downs will work from the 22. Here is Fitzgerald. He'll cut back in the middle, gets down to the 20-yard line. Well, the Athletic Hall of Fame class for 2018 includes Gina Murphy-Beller from the class of 90, a former volleyball standout. Kelly Karmazine in men's golf from 97. Dustin Olds, a former Nebraska Wesleyan football player from 98. Were honored here a little while ago as Hawkins gets it on 2nd and 8. He'll keep it, scrambles around, cuts back in, gets down to about the 15. That's where he's tripped up. Matt Byington in track and field from the class of 2000. Also from the class of 2000 in women's golf, Jennifer Jeffrey Kirkland. And in men's soccer, Chris McCallum. And the Spirit of the Plainsman Award goes to Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Fred Oles. And those were your honorees today at the Hall of Fame breakfast. It was emceed by Dick Janda. Being honored this morning, and always coincides with Hall of Fame weekend. That injured player in the field is Alex Cruz. He's out of Valparaiso, again just up the road from Lincoln. Played his high school ball at Raymond Central, and he's going to be helped off the field.
And Jeff, you taught me something I didn't know today about the Plainsmen. It used to be the Nebraska Wesleyan Plainsmen up until about when did you say?
Well, the change happened in 2000. It was homecoming, and it was against Doane. And they started the game as Plainsmen, and then when they came out of the locker room, they changed the whole uniform and everything to the Prairie Wolves.
Huh.
That's been 18 years. So when Coach Keller played here, he was a Plainsman. Here's Hawkins on 3rd and 3. Got somebody over there in the middle, and it's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. What a catch that was. In all sorts of traffic, Caleb Schlatter with the grab. Now 1st and goal from the 5 of Wesleyan. Here it is on the sweep. Schlatter gets it. And guess who? Jacob Garnis is there to make the stop.
Garnis has been a tackling machine today again.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah.
1 yard game for Schlatter that time, and so 2nd and goal coming up from the 4. But that's how that whole came about. They made the change at halftime. That Doane game in 2000.
Who won? Do you remember?
You know what? I'm trying to remember. Now, Alex Linden, the SID, was on that Wesleyan team. Now, he would tell you. He'd be able to tell you. Here's a patch in the end zone. Fitzgerald for the touchdown. All sorts of pursuit on Hawkins, and they get a touchdown out of it. So the lead now at 27-16 with the point after coming up.
Yeah, you're going to eventually have to get a couple stops here if you're Nebraska Wesleyan's defense at some point, because Central's offense is starting to click.
Yep. I mean, they're just getting things rolling right now. John Alberts will attempt the point after. Here is the extra point attempt, and it's up, and it's good. 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go in this third quarter. Central leading it by 12 now, 28-16 over Nebraska Wesleyan.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Back here at Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network with Brett Edwards, I'm Jeff Moats. Central College, as you mentioned, just getting their offense clicking here, and they score 28-16, leading the Prairie Wolves.
Yeah, quarterback Blaine Hawkins now 17 of 21. That's 81%. He came into this game ranked 7th in the country in completion percentage in Division III at just under 73%. So you can see just how efficient he is at throwing the football for the Central Dutch football team.
Prentice Wilson going to let it go in the end zone for a fair catch. I mean, that's just impressive with how he's throwing 81%. That's just unreal.
Yeah, you as a quarterback, 60 to 65% is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
You get into 70% and above, that's really good. But 80% and above, that's
incredible.
Incredible, yeah. Very efficient.
165 yards on the afternoon passing for Central. Curdy, toss, complete. Past the 30, stiff arm. Down the near side, 45, ran out of bounds. Picked up that time, Austin Orr. The tight end with the grab. His first reception of the afternoon gets up to the 47 of Wesleyan.
I like what this Wesleyan offense has been doing here the last couple drives. They're able to move the ball. They're moving the sticks and putting the ball in the end zone. Defensively, they're going to have to get a couple stops and possibly even another turnover. But the way Central's quarterback's throwing the ball, he threw those 2 picks early, but he's been taking care of the ball well lately.
1st and 10. Curdy going to run it. Found a crease, slides in there to the 46.
Student body right with the quarterback run game there. About 4 or 5 lead blockers out in front. That's always a great sight to see when you're a quarterback. I never had that at Wayne State. I was running for my life. No lead blockers. I have the broken collarbones to prove it, too.
Oh, I bet. Now, you're up there shortly thereafter. B.J. Helmstetter was up there.
Yep. He was about the year before me. I believe he still owns the single-game rushing record, 334 yards.
They'll run the sweep. Nope. Fake by Shaka Taylor. Kept by him, actually. And no gain on the play. BJ and I were teammates in basketball in high school. He was a very good athlete.
He went by Elroy Brown, though, at Wayne State.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Alter ego.
Yeah. And BJ was a guy, when you competed against him or with him, he would be able to get into the mindset of the opponent big time. Curdy is in trouble and sacked for a loss. Taken down there by Matt Glockle.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that might be the first sack that I've
think that is
on either side of the ball.
I think it is.
Second sack of the day total in this ball game. So been some pretty good. There's good pass protection. We've seen both quarterbacks have to scramble a little bit as well, but nobody's been able to get to the quarterback.
And for the first time in what seems like quite a while, Jackson Hines is back out to punt. Here's the boot. And that one goes out of bounds. Let's see where they place it. It'll be at the 20. So Central gets a break. Wesleyan, unfortunately, took a couple of steps back. And now Wesleyan with a chance here to force Central to work for more yardage. And again, this offense has started to get a rhythm. Donnie Grossinger is the tailback in there, and we got a whistle on the field. Here we go. Here's Hawkins on 1st and 10. Grossinger through the middle, almost broke free, but stopped. Alex Cruz put the hit on him. A 10-yard pickup that time for Grossinger.
Grossinger just 5'9", 190 from Sulphur Springs, Texas. Running the ball well today.
Gets the carry, breaking through tackles. Wrapped up and tackled that time by Hayden Penny.
A lot of his carries have been to the edge, whether it's been the jet sweep a lot, but these last couple runs have been right up the middle, and he's picking up positive yards.
And in between the tackles, he's done so far a pretty good job, but Sulphur Springs, Texas, some good high school football down there. And he'll get the carry. Grossinger cuts back in, got the first down, and he's going to be stopped around the 45-yard line. A minute 40 remaining in this third quarter. And it will be 1st and 10 from the 45, still in Central territory. Hawkins pressures on, eluding a tackle. He'll break free, gets tripped up, and he's going to be marked down around the 45-yard line. And thankfully, Micah Dexter came in there and kind of interrupted Hawkins that time, trying to get downfield. First and 10. Pass far side around the 39-yard line. It's caught, and it's Schminke who made the catch.
Yeah, frustrating when you have the quarterback almost dead to rights in the backfield like that, and then he's able to pick up 9-10 yards and on it with his legs there.
Well, it was Justin Hall that almost had that sack on Hawkins. And here's Schminke again in the flat on the left. Gets the catch and gets the first down inside the 35 at about the 33. And now Wesleyan's defense is really trying to keep up here with this offense. They're really hurrying things up. There's no huddle. They're quick to the line. Little zone read, and Grossinger breaking through tackles, and Huvendick comes over and helps out Cruz to make the stop at the 23-yard line. And it'll be a first down.
Number 96, Grant Bednar there, the senior from Grand Island Senior High, transfer from Morningside, come jogging back out onto the field there. He was a Homecoming King finalist, but he was not he didn't win the Homecoming King. He wasn't out there at the ceremony at halftime. He was in the locker room with his team, but he was nominated, Jeff, by the Beekeeper Club here at Nebraska Wesleyan, the Beekeeper Club. Always good to stay tight with those guys.
No kidding. Fitzgerald around right side. Gets inside the 15 to the 12 and a first down.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first half, how this fast-paced offense of Central is going to try and wear down the Nebraska Wesleyan defense in the second half, and it looks like it's kind of taking shape now.
Yep. Down to 20 seconds here. Looking to put one in. Knocked away. Incomplete. Nicholas Cortez put the stop. Interrupting the pass to Kunak. And so with 15 seconds left here in the third quarter, this will be 2nd and 10, still at the Wesleyan 12.
Great play, great defense, and also great camera work out there in the end zone there.
Here's Grossinger, found a crease around left side, and he's taken down at the 5.
You see what I'm saying with Grossinger, how he doesn't really hit that hole hard. He kind of waits for it to develop.
He just hesitates, and then he finds a crease, and he goes down, and we got an injured player. It's Gray. So Pat Gray got banged up that time. He's going to come off.
Amir Abdullah reminds me of Amir Abdullah would hit that hole pretty hard for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Great vision, patience. Those are marks of a good running back. $16 carries, 113 yards for Grossinger. Not a bad day's work so far.
Time will run out here in this third quarter. When we come back, Central College will have the football deep in Wesleyan territory. They lead it 28-16 over the Prairie Wolves.
After living in roughly every apartment complex in town, I was ready to buy a home. Like without roommates? Okay, 1. Hi, Eddie. Only problem, I did not know how to buy a house. Luckily, Sherry at UBT walked me through everything. She helped me set up automatic payments and even explained what escrow is. And now I have an awesome backyard for this ferocious beast. Thanks, Sherry. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
Back here at Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Along with Brett Edwards, I'm Jeff Moats. Among the sponsors for Nebraska Wesleyan broadcast, Quality Water Services of Lincoln. They can set you up with soft water that can add more than 3 years to the life of most of your appliances. Using soft water can reduce water heating bills by up to 29%. Soft water also requires 50 to 75% less detergent to do laundry and dishes. Call Quality Water Services 402-423-0909 or go to qualitywaterservices.com for more information. So 3rd and about 2 to go here for Nebraska, or for Central College in Nebraska Wesleyan territory. Out of the gun, it's Hawkins. Now they'll look to the sideline here. They'll line up Grossinger on the right side of Hawkins. Fake to him, Hawkins got somebody in there in the end zone. Touchdown, Central College. Catch made by Caleb Schnattner. So Schlatter gets in there for the 6, and it's 34-16 with a point after coming up.
Too easy right there. Just a little option route into the end zone. Very well run route that can't give up a touchdown that easily right there.
And so John Alberts will attempt the point after. 14:55 to go in this one. Snap in the hole, the point after is up, and it is good. And it's 35-16, Central College leading Nebraska Wesleyan. Really quick, Brett, it was Wesleyan that won that game in 2000.
It was the uniform and the name change, right? It had to have been.
It had to have been. So that's how things got started, and the rest is history from there. But, you know, this Wesleyan football team, there was a lot of expectation this year for them to be a little bit more improved. There are some improvements, but there are some things that they still need to take care of. Obviously, taking care of the ball, which I think has been a lot better. The thing that's really hurt them at times has been penalties for the most part. And the special teams, again, that's been another issue too. We talked about ball placement, where you're going to put the ball in special teams, where you're going to put it at. You need to put it deep. You can't give them midfield opportunities every chance they get. And I think those are issues that they're still working on and dealing with. But I think today, especially with this offense, I'm very much impressed with how they performed today compared to what we saw maybe 2 weeks ago against Wartburg.
Yeah, this is the third year in the American Rivers Conference now, former Iowa Athletic Conference. Very competitive conference. From a competitive standpoint, Nebraska Wesleyan's right there. It's just those mistakes and shooting yourself in the foot and field position, and that's kind of been hurting them, especially here today.
Wilson gets it at the 8 for Wesleyan. He's up to the 20, near side, and going to be forced down around the 25-yard line. But, when the first year they played in the conference, I will admit, we were very naive on how good these teams are. I mean, we were always talking about, boy, these teams are really good. Yep. And obviously the Wartburgs, you've heard of them over the years being very competitive. Dubuque has always had some pretty good football teams. Luther, Loris,
Coe. Fred Jackson played a long time in the NFL running back. He's a Coe-Hawk.
Yep. So, you've got, and now Central.
Yep.
Very good football programs. Curdy out of the pistol, 1st and 10. He'll go to Taylor. And Taylor bulldozing over defenders. Gets about 6 on the pickup to the 31.
Yeah, I grew up around that Iowa Athletic Conference, so I know all about Wartburg and Central and Coe and just how dominant those guys have been, and had a chance to play football for any number of those schools. Luckily, Wayne State came into the picture late. Otherwise, who knows, Jeff? I may not be here in Nebraska today doing this with you.
You wouldn't be here at all.
If it weren't for Wayne State. So.
And on that run, Shaka Taylor moves up to 3rd all-time on the rushing charts here at Wesleyan. 2nd down here. Curdy got someone. That's Conway, the tight end. No, he dropped the ball and it goes incomplete. Central College out of Pella, Iowa.
I just recently found out they make, the big windmills that you see when you drive across the state of Iowa, the big windmills along the interstate. They make either the wing part or something in Pella.
Well, I know they're known for windows.
Absolutely. that too, and Tulip Festival. Tulips.
Yes. 3rd down here. Taylor in motion out of the backfield. Curdy. He's going to launch it downfield. He's got Taylor down in his sights, and he caught it. He eluded a tackle briefly. What a catch. Shaka Taylor all the way to the 12-yard line of Central College.
Could be the jolt this Nebraska Wesleyan team needs right now. If they can punch this in and keep this within a 2-score ball game, hopefully get a stop or a turnover on defense, you're right back in it.
What a toss.
Showed off his arm strength there, and Shaka Taylor able to outrun the defender and haul it in as well. Great concentration.
Curtis a split on the left far side. Pelkey here on the right. We'll go to the pistol setup with Taylor behind Curdy. Curdy gets a snap. He's looking to Pelkey. Pelkey in the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan.
Pelkey with the 2 touchdown catches in the 4th quarter last week against Coe. Another one here today, and coming up big. Pulling them within 13, 2-score with the extra point pending here. Not over yet, Jeff. 13 and a half minutes to go. Again, got to stop this Central offense, but great answer right there by the Nebraska Wesleyan offense, who seem to be clicking.
And that's going to put a lot more pressure on the Wesleyan defense to come through. The point after is good. 13:28 to go. Central leads it still. 35-23 over Wesleyan. Back with more after you see this.
After living in roughly every apartment complex in town, I was ready to buy a home. Like without roommates? Okay, 1. Hi, Eddie. Only problem, I did not know how to buy a house. Luckily, Sherry at UBT walked me through everything. She helped me set up automatic payments and even explained what escrow is. And now I have an awesome backyard for this ferocious beast. Thanks, Sherry. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
35-23, Nebraska Wesleyan trailing Central College. Pelkey with a quick touchdown catch to narrow that deficit down to 12. And now Wesleyan will kick away. But here's an interesting little stat that you brought up here off air, is that Central On average, they've only given up, 12 points a game?
Yeah, 12 points a game. That ranks 21st in the nation. So for Nebraska Wesleyan to be able to 23 points, this game isn't even over yet.
That's pretty big. That's a big difference right there. And it's going to be Robinson who gets at the 5, passes the 15, 20, gets up to about the 25. They dogpile on him right there, and that's where they're going to make the stop just across the 25-yard line.
That was better kickoff coverage there, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jonathan Curdy, by the way, Nebraska Wesleyan quarterback, he's 9 of 11 the second half, so he's doing his best Blaine Hawkins impersonation, trying to get that completion percentage up.
But they need to keep that up every time they get the ball. And he's done such a great job of execution in this second half. And so Central's back out there. They'll go to the pistol setup. They'll stack the receivers on the far side. And Fitzgerald gets the carry, goes around right side, trying to burst through a hole and gets up to about the 32-yard line. Another thing about Pella, just thought of. Hometown of Kyle Korver.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I played against him in a high school summer league basketball tournament one time. Little did I know it was who Kyle Korver was when I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
But I found out later that he was pretty darn good at basketball.
Yeah.
Just got inducted into the Creighton Athletic Hall of Fame along with Dana Altman in August, correct?
Yep. Just 2 months ago.
Yeah, I know your brother Jimmy was up at that.
Yeah, and when our father passed away back in mid-August, and when we had the funeral for Dad, I get this pat on my shoulder, and I turn around, it's Dana Altman. He shook my hand and gave me a big pat and a hug. And I thought, wow, Dana's here. And it didn't occur to me at the time that he was in town, or in Omaha at least, for the Hall of Fame induction. But him and Kyle Korver, I mean, that's a great period to go into that Hall of Fame up there. Third down. Hawkins scrambling and stopped right at, well, it's close to the first down at the 36. You know, and speaking of my father, a former athlete here at Nebraska Wesleyan back in the 60s, mid to late 60s, played basketball and baseball here, and our athletic director here, Ira Zeff, was in attendance and got condolences from him, also from Dr. Fred Oles, much appreciated, and very proud to be a graduate of this institution. Fitzgerald on 1st and 10, as Central got the first down, takes it to the 39, so about a pickup of 3 on the play.
Yeah, your dad Jerry was very instrumental in Lincoln sports, not just here at Nebraska Wesleyan, but Lincoln Northeast as well, and just Lincoln sports as a community. So my condolences out to you and your family as well, Jeff.
Always interested to see what was happening after games I covered, as Fitzgerald gets the carry again, takes it to the 43. Of course, he was part of the Northeast Athletic Hall of Fame, inducted there. State Softball Hall of Fame after a career of fast-pitch softball. And very proud to be part of this community out here in Northeast Lincoln. Pass on the far side from Hawkins goes incomplete. And that time it was Kunok who was the intended receiver.
4th down finally here. Finally a stop.
That's a big-time stop. Now remember, we got 11:39 left here in this game. And it's basically a 2-possession contest after Wesleyan scored that last touchdown. Here's the punt. Be picked up at the 21 by Shaka Taylor, and he is going to be surrounded and stopped. They're going to give him forward progress to about the 24, so essentially it was a 3-yard return. And so the Prairie Wolves will take over.
That's the stop you needed, though. That's what we were talking about. They did it, finally. It's been a while since they got a stop, but get the offense back on the field. Jonathan Curdy's had the hot hand, 9 of 11 this half. And see if they can get something rolling again here, down 35-23 with about 11 and a half minutes to go.
Just execute like you did before. And moving that football. Curdy out of the gun. Toss over the middle, caught by Curtis at the 35, and got the first down. Finally stopped at the 40-yard line. How big has Derek Curtis been in this game today?
Huge asset for Jonathan Curdy. When you have a guy that can make plays and make catches like Derek Curtis has made for you, that gives the quarterback so much more confidence to look at that guy. And Pelham's even had a big day as well, so you have two options, making it even harder on this central secondary to have to know where those guys are at. And then throw in Shaka Taylor. Curtis has 6 catches for 73 yards on the day.
So from the 40, 1st and 10. Student body right. As Curdy breaks free, 50, still on his feet. And going to be forced out of bounds around the 35-yard line in Central Territory.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy can do it all. He can hurt you with his legs as well. This home crowd here at Able Stadium on the campus of Nebraska Wesleyan in Lincoln just getting fired up. Great crowd, by the way, with homecoming and Hall of Fame Day here too. And still quite a few fans out here braving the elements. It's a little chilly today.
In fact, Central brought a few people over from Iowa.
Oh, you mean those aren't Nebraska Husker fans in red? That's Central fans?
It's kind of confusing, isn't it? Here's Curdy on 1st and 10. Pitch and catch over here to Skurjanek. At the 30, got the ball, going to be ran out around the 28-yard line.
I thought they were just all wearing their Nebraska Cornhusker gear today, getting ready for the game.
Boy, you know, from a distance, if you're looking at this from a distance and look down there, yeah, they do look like Nebraska. And you look at the stripes and the helmets and the other stuff, you'd think they were maybe Wisconsin.
And Wesleyan with the all-black uniforms now and the gold helmet with the Prairie Wolf logo. First time I've seen that this year. They almost kind of look like Purdue out there.
They do. They look sharp.
Yeah.
Here is Taylor. Taylor trying to keep his footing. And they're going to stop him for no gain at the 28. And that defense from Central just did such a great job of pursuing Taylor and following him and able to make the stop.
They got some big boys along that defensive front, but Nebraska Wesleyan's been able to rush the ball somewhat successfully today. They've had a lot more success through the air as well.
Oh, yeah.
3rd down and, what is it, about 3 yards here to go. This is a big one. This is 4-down territory, though. They'll get 2 cracks at it here.
Yeah. They'll spread it out. Splits here on the right. Curtis and Pelkey. Skurjanek on the left. In the upper part of your screen. Zone read, left side. Taylor gets the first down, still on his feet. Going to be brought down around the 20-yard line. That's huge. That is a big, big play on 3rd down. And the Prairie Wolves sustain the drive. Now at the 20 of Central, putting pressure on this Dutch defense. As you see on the replay there, Shaka Taylor. $16 carries for 106 yards on the afternoon. He does have a touchdown.
Derek Curtis, far side.
Him and Skurjanek are over there. Curdy blitzes on, gets out of it, throws the ball near side. It's Taylor who makes the catch at the 15. It is a catch. They're going to mark him down at the 14-yard line.
What a play by Jonathan Curdy, the junior quarterback for Nebraska Wesleyan, able to keep this one alive. Woo. Watch him avoid the rush. They were bringing the heat unevaded right there. Ooh, just slides out of it, able to make a great throw. And how about Shaka Taylor coming down with that, tiptoe on the sideline. Great play by the senior running back.
Man, oh man. Curtis on the left, Pelkey on the right. As you look at your screen, Taylor in motion out of the backfield. Toss, Taylor, one-hand grab at about the 11, stretches to the 10. Did he get the first down? It's close. He is close by less than a yard.
Kind of threw it behind him a little bit there. If he would have thrown it out in front, make great catch one-handed by Shaka Taylor, though. If he would have let him on the outside, he probably would have been able to turn up and get that first down with ease.
Under 8 minutes to go. Time becoming of the essence here for Wesleyan. Skurjanek and Curtis to the right. Keller and Pelkey here on the right, or left rather, for Curtis and Skurjanek. Keller and Pelkey on the right. Curdy looking in toward the end zone. Nobody there. Incomplete. Flag thrown. That's going to be pass interference as Derek Curtis got caught up in traffic. That'll be pass interference against Central College.
That's an easy call to make right there. Curtis did get caught up in traffic, but he was being held a little bit. Curdy kind of just threw the ball up towards the end zone, hoping that Curtis would run underneath of it. Unable to do that with the penalty. Yeah, obvious.
That's elementary right there. And they're going to put it at the 2. Half the distance of the goal. This will be at the 2. First and goal for Wesleyan, 7:33 to go. Pistol setup. Curdy out of the gun. One split each side. He'll send a man in motion. Swing to Pelkey into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan. A quick pitch and catch here on the right side. Pelkey with another touchdown in the afternoon.
Tell you what, Jonathan Curdy and these receivers, especially Pelkey, they have that back shoulder fade route down. We saw it earlier in the first half with Derek Curtis. We see it again here with Pelkey. Just a beautiful throwing ball. You just expect that receiver to make that play, and he did. And you got to make plays like that against a good team trying to mount a comeback here.
That's huge. Point after is up, and it's no good. Now, that makes a difference. You got 7:17 to go. The point after fails, but Wesleyan within 6, 35-29 on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Fans, remember, if you want a sparkling smile, connect with Doctors Bimbo and Vince Petro of Petro Family Dental Health in Omaha for caring for dental needs in the area for more than 30 years. Doesn't matter if you're 2 or 102, they'll provide the same patience and respect they give their own families. Petro Family Dental Health at 144th and Dodge in Omaha. Nebraska Wesleyan down 35-29 with 7:17 to go. Ball dropped on the return and quickly recovered by Schmieke that time as he gets up to the 25-yard line. And what's interesting to note, Brett, the last 2 times that Central has taken over on kicks, they've had it deep, relatively deep in their territory. And that's been benefiting Nebraska Wesleyan special teams. It's been much better here in the second half.
Absolutely. You can't give your opponent great field position, and here is Central at the 24. That last drive for Nebraska Wesleyan, 8 plays, 76 yards, eating up just about 4 minutes of the clock, scoring to bring them within 6 here.
Big defensive series here for Wesleyan. Central trying to get lined up here from their own 24. Grossinger hesitates, cuts out around the 30, breaking tackles, got the first down all the way up to the 37-yard line.
There he goes again, stretching it out to the left side, being patient, waiting for that hole to open up, and able to pick up positive yards here for this Central offense. He's been a pain in this Nebraska Wesleyan defensive side all game long.
13-yard gain for Grossinger in that last play. Gets it again. Hesitates, runs into defenders, and he's going to be taken down hard. And it's Micah Dexter who provides the tackle for the Prairie Wolves.
Good defensive stop. Again, you got to kind of start paying attention to the clock here as we approach 6.5 minutes to go. Nebraska Wesleyan does have all of its timeouts left, but now we are in a 2nd down and 10 situation here. Hopefully come up with another stop, get them into 3rd and long.
So out of the shotgun, here's Hawkins. Rolling right, looking upfield. He's got Gray over there in the flat around the 41, dives out of bounds. They're going to spot him at the 41-yard line. So 3rd down here for Central.
3rd down and about 4 yards to go, about the 41-yard line. This is a huge stop right here. That could stop the clock with just a little over. Actually, they're going to keep it going. 6 minutes to go here.
3rd and 5. Big 3rd down. Wesleyan. They got 4 down linemen. Fake handoff. Catch is complete, but it's Heath Huvendick who applies the hit on Schminkel. And it's going to be short. 4th down here for Central. It would be at their own 44-yard line, and the punting unit's going to come out.
Kevin Kroom's defensive unit coming up big these last couple stops here. He must have fired them up on the sideline here going into this fourth quarter because they're playing well now.
Shaka Taylor back to return at the 20. Here's the punt. Decent boot. Takes a bounce. It's going to roll inside the 15 and roll out of bounds at the Wesleyan 11. That's a pretty good punt from Tyler Bryant. And so, 5 minutes exactly remaining. Wesleyan has got 89 yards to pay dirt to at least tie it.
Plenty of time, 5 minutes even. This is the situation you want to be in if you're junior quarterback Jonathan Curdy on homecoming against a 23rd ranked and undefeated team in the country. Here's the situation. All 3 timeouts, march them down and take the lead here.
Curdy out of the gun. He'll give it to Taylor. Taylor working out toward the edge. Cuts back in, 20. Still on his feet. Gets past the 25 all the way up to about the 29-yard line. What a run. An 18-yard gain for Taylor. And we got an injured Dutch player on the field.
I'm beginning to think now, Jeff, if Central's defense isn't on their heels now, with Shaka being able to run the ball the way he has here in the second half, and Curdy as accurate and as he's been throwing the ball and then be able to hit some big plays on the passing game. Central may not know what's coming at them right now.
Well, timeout on the field, an injury timeout. By the way, that was a 17-yard gain up to the 28 for Shaka Taylor, and you're right. Wesleyan is just doing what Central has done to them for much of the game, trying to take them out, get them on their heels, and knock them down. And let's see what the Wolves can do here as they keep the drive alive here. They burned up only 11 seconds of game time. Curtis a split far side left. Skurjanik the other wideout on the inside. Keller over here along with Pelkey on the right. Curdy out of the gun. Taylor's going to get it again. Spins out of one, runs into another, and he is stopped. No gain.
It's a great tackle there by Central defensive back there, number 12, wrapping big Shaka Taylor, 220-pound running back up for little gain.
That was the outside linebacker, Connor Lewin. No gain on the play. Clock winding down. 4:15 to go. 35-29 Central. Curdy will spread it out here. Down the far side, and it's going to be overthrown incomplete. Looked like he was looking for Curtis. A little too much zip on that pass. This will bring up 3rd and 10.
Luckily, it fell to the turf. You don't want to get in a situation like this where you're forcing things late in the game. You got to take care of the ball.
Third and 10. Looks like the sun's trying to come out here at Able Stadium. Curdy gets it. Looking. Over here near side it is Taylor, and he caught it! No, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball and it goes incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had it again. Another one-hand grab.
Oh, Shaka.
Oh, man.
Oh, that would have been huge, and that would have been a highlight reel catch right there. Take another look at this. Pretty good throw here from Taylor, or Curdy, sorry. Gets plenty of time, steps up, puts some zip on it. Oh, that would have been a tough catch, but he almost had it.
And he knew it. Jackson Hines into punt. Here's the punt. Fair catch signaled at the 35. Did he drop the ball? Oh, that was close. Man, oh man.
Yeah, I agree with the punt right there. You have all 3 timeouts, 3.5 minutes to go. You're down by 6. You couldn't go for it on 4th down. If you don't get it, you give them the ball basically almost in field goal position already. That would have made it a 2-score game. So now, once again, this Nebraska Wesleyan defense, they made a couple stops here in the second half. Here comes another one. This is the biggest of them all right here.
Hunter Robinson nearly dropped it, but he called the fair catch. Now Central with it at their own 35. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Fake the zone read kept by Hawkins. Went around right side, gets past the 40 to about the 41. So you got to pick up a 6 on the play.
Question here is, Jeff, when do you start using those timeouts?
Well, I would imagine once you get close to maybe 2 minutes, that's where you probably call the timeouts. But Central just taking their time, because now the clock is on their side. Play clock down to 8. 2:55 to go in the game. Just in time. Grosinger gets the carry, trying to force his way through the middle. He got the first down as he gets pushed across. He is still on his feet in that swarm, and he gets up to the 48-yard line.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in a game of football where 21 people, 21 of the 22 players on the field were in a huddle swarm at one time trying to push that pile forward and push it back.
I can't recall ever
Even the
seeing
quarterback
that.
was in there.
Yeah, I can't recall that either. So the drive sustained here by Central from their own 48, 2.5 to go. Just taking their time. Play clock at 6. Here it is, Grosinger. And Dexter gets to him right away and stops him for a short gain just across the 50 at the 49 of Wesleyan. Timeout going to be called by Nebraska Wesleyan. So the Prairie Wolves burn their first timeout with 2:12 to go. And Central with that 35-29 lead back after you see this.
After living in roughly every apartment complex in town, I was ready to buy a home. Like without roommates? Okay, 1. Hi, Eddie. Only problem, I did not know how to buy a house. Luckily, Sherry at UBT walked me through everything. She helped me set up automatic payments and even explained what escrow is. And now I have an awesome backyard for this ferocious beast. Thanks, Sherry. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
So the Prairie Wolves burn a timeout with 2:12 to go. In this game, it's homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend here at Wesleyan. The Prairie Wolves are down 35-29. Coach Kroom and his defense putting up a pretty good effort today. Just a few miscues, really. The Central offense, for the most part, has been pretty solid, but Wesleyan's defense has kind of stepped it up a bit. 2nd and 7 from the Prairie Wolf 49. It is Grosinger who gets the carry. Gets a pickup of 3 to the 46.
There's the second timeout called by Nebraska Wesleyan with 2:07 here to go. Just 1 remaining, down by 6. Another big stop here on 3rd down coming up. You know, Central's offense came into this game averaging 45 points per game. They've outscored their opponents 160-47 this season, so I know there's not such thing as moral victory, but there's improvement and there's steps along the way, and I would think that this is a vast improvement for Nebraska Wesleyan coming up against a tough team and being able to put 29 points up against this defense. Central came in averaging just giving up 12 points per game defensively, so there's going to be some positives that you're definitely going to be able to take away from this game if you're Nebraska Wesleyan, that's for sure.
Well, you look ahead to what Wesleyan's got coming up, and you look ahead to next week. They go to Loris. They're in Dubuque next weekend. They're back here in 2 weeks against Luther. Then you got Dubuque, and then you end the season with Buena Vista.
Crowd starting to rise to its feet, helping along this defense.
3rd down and 4. And now a timeout going to be called by Central College. So the road the rest of the way is not exactly going to be easy, because think about it. You go to Loris next week. And in the standings, Loris is 2-2 on the season. They're 1-1 coming into this weekend. Now, the only other opponent, aside from Buena Vista coming up, that probably Wesleyan stands a chance of perhaps beating is Luther. Luther has yet to win a game this year. They're 0-2 in the conference, 0-4 overall. Then they go to Dubuque on the 27th of October, and Dubuque, of course, has been among some of those great teams that you've seen in this conference for many years.
Yeah, with the win today, if Central can hold on to this, they'll move to 6-0 overall and 4-0 in conference play. Simpson College sits behind them at 2-0. They have played one less conference game, but Central and Simpson, those two schools aren't very far. Indianola and Pella aren't too far from each other. I know that's always a good game when those two guys get together.
So 3rd and 4 for Central. 2:07 to go in the ball game. Ball at the 46 of Wesleyan. Here is Hawkins rolling right. Got a block. Got the first down. Far side. Going to be thrown out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Looked like he was going to break free down the sideline, Brett. But still, a great play. We're exactly at 2 minutes to go in the game. The ball going to be at the 39 of Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, that should all just about do it right there. But Central's quarterback picking up yards with his feet, put the ball in the guy's hands that's gotten you here all day, and there he is. And good play call there by Central on 3rd and 4.
We'll put 3 splits here on the left. And here is Grossinger around left side, and he is sandwiched up and stopped for about a pickup of 4 to the 35. Clock stops with 1:29 to go in the game.
Yeah, Nebraska Wesleyan, that's their final timeout.
So the Prairie Wolves burn their final timeout. And we'll step aside really quick, too. 1:29 left. Come back for more of this game here at Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
After living in roughly every apartment complex in town, I was ready to buy a home. Like without roommates? Okay, 1. Hi, Eddie. Only problem, I did not know how to buy a house. Luckily, Sherry at UBT walked me through everything. She helped me set up automatic payments and even explained what escrow is. And now I have an awesome backyard for this ferocious beast. Thanks, Sherry. Your money, your questions, your peace of mind. At Union Bank, it's all taken care of.
Back here at Able Stadium, it's 2nd down and 6 here for Central College. 1:29 to go in this one, and they lead at 35-29 over Wesleyan. Hawkins gets a snap. They'll go with Grossinger, who takes it through the middle and gets down to about the 32-yard line. Clock winding down 1:20 and counting.
Grossinger with the carry.
Central just taking their time.
Just a couple of stops early, maybe in the first half. For Nebraska Wesleyan's defense, they weren't able to get a ton of them in the first half. They were in the second half. They played a lot better. But there's going to be a lot of things that you can point to in this ball game when looking at the film. There's going to be a lot of good teaching lessons for Coach Keller and his staff.
Oh, yeah.
To come back and watch this film and say, guys, we're maybe just a step away from here, or an inch away from here. Sometimes it's a game of inches, and there's going to be some great teaching lessons for this staff, but this is a tough one. Nebraska Wesleyan playing against a good team that's undefeated. You had them on the ropes, and you got close here in the second half, and just couldn't come up with the victory.
Central burns a timeout. They're down to their final timeout. 42 seconds remain, and I think this is probably the best effort, now other than them winning earlier in the season against Illinois College, but you look at the games they played. Now, they only got beat by 12 out at Co last week. This week you look at this result and you think, man, this is much improved. They executed the ball much better when they had to. Defensively, they came through. This is a Central team that, on average, their opponents only scored 12 points a game. Wesleyan eclipsed that with 29. I mean, I think this is a good step.
Absolutely.
And you can't fault them for what effort they put forth today. They just came up short. 3rd down and 3 to go here for Central. Rolling right, Hawkins, flag thrown. This is probably going to come back. Jake Kittle in there on the tackle at the 29-yard line, but this will probably come back.
Is there a reason why they're not taking a knee?
I don't know.
Why would you just not take a knee?
Well, you would think that would happen because of, the time remaining, plus you're up by 6.
No timeouts left for Wesleyan.
Why run a play?
And have the risk of fumbling.
Now, I don't understand that.
Unless I'm missing something here, but
no,
I would think taking a knee right there would have made it 4th down, and with a 40-second play clock, you wouldn't even need to run the last play.
Holding penalty against Central College. This will go back to the Wesleyan 43-yard line with 37 seconds to spare. Very interesting.
Now they're gonna.
Now they'll set up in victory formation. Hawkins under center. Step back, take a knee, and that should do it. So both teams will meet up at the 50-yard line. And a pretty good football game this afternoon here at Able Stadium as time winds out, and Central College will stay perfect, going to 6-0 overall. They'll go to 4-0 in the conference, and time has expired. Nebraska Wesleyan still trying to pick up their first conference win of the season. They dropped to 1-5, and that'll do it. So the final score here today from Able Stadium here on Homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend. Nebraska Wesleyan falling today as Central College defeats the Prairie Wolves 35-29. Big thanks to Jamie Wentz and our entire Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network crew. Brett Edwards, thank you for joining us today. Glad to have you in the booth.
It was a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you.
And we'll talk to you again down the road. I'm Jeff Moats. Thanks along. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon from Able Stadium here in Lincoln.